All right. Suggest this. All right, we're live. Sound my mic. Yep, sound good. What's up, people? What's going on? How y'all doing? What's going on? Oh, man. Wait for the room to fill up. Oh, man. There's a few things I got to talk about here. Where is my phone here? And where's this? Let's move this off to the side. Okay. What's up? How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? What's going on? man. What's up, Wraith? What's up, Dark Link? What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing? You know, Hangouts is this is the last month we got for Hangouts. You know, this is literally the last month, the last few weeks for Hangouts. Now, I got to ask you guys a very important question before I get to these topics. Do y'all want us to do the last, RGT podcast or whatever streams on the Hangouts to finish, then go to our Discord, or you guys want me to go right back to Discord like we did last show? Definitely let me know. What's up, Donald? How you doing? Are you from Detroit? Hey, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for coming. What's up, Rudy Perez? What's going on? How you doing? Let's see here. If we fill it up a little bit more. That's fine. I'll just go. So let's talk, man. Let's talk. Yesterday was pretty historic when it comes to the sport of mixed martial arts. Saw the fastest knockout in history. I'm talking 5 seconds, you know. Amanda Nunes just solidifies herself as the GOAT pretty much at this point. John Jones barely survived and walked away with the belt. And then I come back and, well, we're back to the gaming. Now, what I find interesting about what's happened this last week is probably some of the most hilarious stuff that's been going on, right? I mean, we have a gamer chick, well, a quote-unquote gamer chick selling you bathwater. We have dudes buying that up in droves. We have a dude who was a self-made millionaire. That's right. A self-made millionaire who waged war against gamers in general. This self-made millionaire went the extra mile of calling gamers losers, etc. And now he's actually removed the video in spite of all the recent news that's happened involving the gamer chick and the bathwater. You know, there's a lot to talk about right now. But first, obviously, let's get into the actual game portion. What's up, Andrew? He said Hangout should continue. We can keep making fun of making Xbot. Oh, God, there you go. Leave Xbot alone. He's cool. You already know, bro. 4K chickens. What's up, Dave? What's up, Jamar? So let's start with the first one, man. Apparently, PSN had a hack, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. There was a hack for PSN. If you did not know, apparently there is an exploit where dudes can literally, and I cannot believe this was even a thing, but then again, it doesn't surprise me, right? Hackers always find some exploit and security when it comes to PSN. So a note to self, right? Note to everybody in the chat and everybody's watching. Do not put your credit card information on PSN. Just do not. Do not trust PSN with your credit card information. But apparently, according to this hack, this is what they're able to do. Not only are they able to use your credit card to buy whatever they want to buy on the PSN, right? They don't even have to use the CVC. That's right. They don't even need the code on the back of the card to confirm the purchase. They can literally get on your actual account. And I must ask you guys, I don't know how to feel about that to be at this point. And really, you got to really question, you know, Sony's competence when it comes to the network. It's like, yo, I hope they really do got this network ironed out, because that's crazy. There's even a video out of them showing you how they do it. They literally, what they do is they sign into another account. I guess it's called the dummy account, the one that they have for, and they literally they sign into it and they have access to your credit card info. Now, I don't know how I forgot what they did first, but, you know, he basically signed into another account and he bought these games, and then boom, he had FIFA, and he actually bought the expensive one. I thought he bought the collector's edition, which was insane. So note to self: do not use your credit card on PSN. It is definitely bad, very very bad. If that's the outcome you're going to get for every single one. But yeah, it's not good. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's up, EJ? What's up, Council? How you doing? Dawn, I didn't even see Dawn. What's up, Dawn? How you doing? What's up, Zool? Sorry, I had to adjust my microphone or my camera here. So, what's going on now? Again, that exploit is out there. You guys already know it now. If you have your credit card information on PSN, remove it right now. Seriously, remove that. So, just saying. You said thought it was the month. Yeah, PSN wasn't hacked at all. It wasn't hacked. It's an exploit. See, that's the thing. People are getting mixed up with this. It's an actual exploit. It's not really a hack. So that's what's going on. It's not a hack. It's an exploit. It's kind of like with y'all remember when not PSN? Y'all remember when PlayStation accounts was like crashing their systems when they couldn't like view trophies or accounts, like their PS4s were going to this loop and it would crash. Remember that? Y'all remember that exploit that was happening? That it's basically the exact same territory as that, only this time a credit card information possibly was getting leaked for this. And then they actually showed it on the video. So take it as you will. I've never put my cards business. Yeah, good, smart. Do not do that. Do not do that. That's a no at this point. Do not do that. And to go further, right? To go a little further on a few other things. Now, let's talk about something that is breaking. We talked about this on the RGT podcast. I already leveled in a few things, how I feel about it, right? Obviously, a lot of you probably are like, don't knock the girl's hustle, which is smart, I guess you can say, right? Don't knock her hustle. And it's not really her hustle, right? It's not her hustle at all. It goes a little deeper than this. You see this individual selling bathwater and all this junk, right? This little individual, this woman selling you bathwater and literally being just extra on Twitter and the selective poses and whatnot. It sends a bad message to not only gaming and gamers in general, right? But it just makes gamer like chicks in general too look bad. It really, really does. And now the reason why I brought this up again is not because I'm angry. Oh, no. I'm not even angry with this chick. Again, like I said on the RGT podcast, I could have told you that this shit would have sold. You know what I'm saying? I even said, I'm like, listen, there's some weirdos who would actually buy that. There are people who buy that. There are people who really are into that type of stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that people legit bought into buying this particular thing. But when you look at what's happened prior, right, and the comments that are made way before this, oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Now here's here's where it gets bad. Now I went back to a video, and this video is no longer on YouTube. This dude legit removed the video. He legit removed the video. I don't know why he removed the video. Maybe he removed the video because he was like, oh, you know what? I saw this bathwater thing. Maybe I won the war type of thing. That's why he removed the actual video. But Damian Prosalendis, let's talk about this dude for a second. Now, first of all, I don't have nothing against Damian Prosalendis. I don't know him personally. So do not take this as anything like that. But this is what Damian Prosalendis is. Damian Prosalendis is quote unquote a self-made millionaire. All right. Y'all probably heard of this guy. Y'all probably heard of him. You probably know him. He's the guy who got called out by the Act Man, right? Now, the Act Man is a big YouTuber who focuses on Call of Duty videos. Well, really, he focuses on gaming video. He puts a lot of, high quality in his videos, and he really breaks down stuff. And he also adds, some crazy facts to them. So, he does that. So kind of like how PewDiePie did a video about Belle Delphine, who's selling you the bathwater. He basically did a video about, you guessed it, Damian Prosalendis. Damian Prosalendis called gamers in general losers. And the reason why he called you losers is because you like video games and anime. This was his main thing he talked about. Oh, you are a loser if you like video games and anime. Now, again, I got to ask you guys this. I got to ask you this right here. when you, in light of the news, right, that just came out, and the fact that dudes are legit defending buying someone's bathwater, and the fact that people have seen no problem with buying bathwater, some people are actually using this quote unquote and lemonade and drinking it. I kid you not, even though this chick spit in some of the bottles, does Damian Prosalendis have a point on what he's saying? Now, granted, I'm about to break it down even more, but just off of that statement right there, does he have a point? Are you a loser because you like video games and anime? Think about that. Just think about that. What he did, especially what he broke down, the way I just said it. Yes, I kid you not. Dudes are taking that water, that bath water, putting it in drinks and drinking it. I kid you not. Some dudes are buying it just for clout and views. And they're like, yeah, I bought the bath water, and they're opening on streams. I got that dude's crazy. Well, the guy can go fuck himself here because I like video games and anime. Yep. What's up, Mets? And no, it's not even about console. It's about it's going deeper, brother. We talking about something deeper. We're going into other topics we didn't even get to talk about. But yeah, that's Damian Prosalendis' argument. Another thing about Damian Prosalendis, which is pretty hilarious, but again, I can get where he's coming from, right? He's talking about being mentally trained. Now, Meds would probably chime in on there, right? He says you basically, this is what Damian Prosalendis' mindset is, right? He believes you should double up on education in terms of reading books, and he believes that you should be focused on MMA. Now, he believes mixed martial arts calms the mind and body, which is why he does his videos and X amount of things. But here's the thing about that. Yeah, that's fine. Some people might not like MMA. Some people might not like to do those type of things. But I can understand what he's saying. He's saying be active, and he's saying be smart, and set your goals higher. Sure. But it's the way Damian Prosalendis goes about his actual content that makes me not find him relatable in any way, shape, or form. I just don't find him relatable. I find him very ignorant. The dude is literally on like cloud nine on a lot of things he talks about. He talks about I started off in a crappy apartment, blah, blah, blah. And yet he acts like a douche on Twitter. Every day, all he posts about. Now, I want y'all to answer this question. If you were a millionaire, what would you be doing with your millions? Would you guys be continuing to invest in endeavors and make more money, or would you be spending 90% of your time on Twitter calling gamers losers because they like anime and video games? Go ahead, y'all chat away. Let me hear what y'all guys say. What's up, JE? What's going on? Oh God. Speaking of Meth, I already talked about the quickest knockout, bro. 5 seconds. Oh man, that didn't earn him a title shot. I don't know what will, bro. I don't know what will. That was incredible. Well, I would invest in something good, he says. Okay. So now, hold on. That's a new low fetish, drinking someone else's bathwater. You know what's funny? If you think about it, that's actually been around for quite some time. Mr. Decepticon. That's actually been around for quite some time. I don't know if you guys remember with your you probably heard this with like if you ever saw your mom talking to like an old flame or an older individual, they use this as a pickup line back in the day. They'd go, man, I drink your bathwater, girl. I kid you not. They will legit use that as a pickup line back in the day. So this doesn't necessarily surprise me in that way. This is actually nothing new in that regard. It's just taking it that one level up. And into terms of weirdom, right? People are actually buying it now. That's just taking it to another level. What's up, Nathaniel? What's going on? He says, pay the bills and then take a vacation. Okay, see, that's logical. That's logical right there, right? Yeah, there you go. Rob tell you that's old school. So I would do the same thing. I would probably more than likely, right? If I had $1 million, I would just take care of the family. Then whatever I have left, especially if I'm making millions, multi-millions, the money I have left, the money that continues to fluctuate in, I just live the good life. I'll be busy, chilling, relaxing, taking time out. That's what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be focused on someone else's hobby. And that's what Damian Prosalendis' problem is. Now, again, I'm not saying I hate Damian. I don't know him personally. He doesn't know me personally. Never met him. Probably never will meet him, and that's perfectly fine with me. The dude is a millionaire. Fine. That's what he claims to be, even though there's numerous articles and numerous. I'm talking, dude wrote like a full story on this guy that pretty much exposed that he's not a millionaire, and all he does is sell get rich quick schemes. But hey, what do I know? I'm not in dude's bank account. I'm not in his wallet. I can't confirm that shit, right? That could be somebody he fired as a publicist. I don't fucking know. What's up, Ra? But, I can't really comment on that further. But I will say, though, gaming in general has gone in a weird direction as of late. I never thought I would see dudes legit openly and willingly open their arms to buying someone else's dirty bathwater. And I never thought I would see somebody go to the extra, and I'm talking the extreme, and actually drinking it. See, that's where a lot of people are just missing it too. People are drinking this shit. People are drinking it. They're chugging it. I don't know what to say. What's up? What's up, Chemo? What's going on? Or Comer? What's up? Yeah, Chemo, my bad. I'm far away from my microphone. Hold on. Adjust this. There we go. What's up, Sean? But yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Doesn't surprise me at all. But it's creepy, man. I'd be living that like Snoop Dogg, girls and hey, there you go, or gin and juice. There you go. Now, I probably should have opened this up in Hangouts, right? But or not Hangouts, but in the OBS. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If y'all want to see Damian Prosalendis, go check out his actual channel. You see what I'm talking about, where the way the dude just goes about it, right? The dude talks about himself. He talks about how he's better, blah, blah, blah. He's a millionaire. So if y'all want to check that out, y'all can go check that out. But man, that was an interesting random topic. I know a lot of people actually asked me about this. It was a long time ago. People asked me to talk about this dude, and I just found it unnecessary. I didn't really care what the dude did or his problem or his point was. I just didn't. He's a random guy. Sure, he has an opinion about video games. Okay, let him talk. Let him live. Move on. That's just how I felt about it. That's just me being honest with y'all. I just felt like that. He was saying video games are for losers, blah, 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 even though he claims that he, quote unquote, played video games in the past, right? And he said my life was going nowhere and all this junk. Well, here's the thing. Nobody said video games is supposed to counter your life. You're supposed to set your goals. Even though you're still playing video games, you got to have goals in life and what you're going to do. So nobody said video games are supposed to, prioritize your goals and what needs to be done in your life. Nobody said that, right? This dude acts like video games by default are there to, interfere with that. And it's like, no, they're not. And what I find even more silly about his argument, right? Again, like I said before, he says you're a loser if you like video games and anime, right? Yet he's holding Lucille from The Walking Dead on his shoulder. If that's not a walking contradiction, I don't know what is. Now, for those of you that do not know who Lucille is a baseball bat from The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, believe it or not, is a video game in its own right. It is an anime in its own right because, they have the little spinoff type things they got doing when, they advertise the games and whatnot, right? So technically it's an anime form. It's a TV show, right? That's based off of a comic. So again, that would fall in the line of anime. If you think about it, comics, because comics, what, guys? They get transformed into what? Anime. So the dude's a walking contradiction. I just find it funny how people got triggered by dude. I'm like, guys, just look at the signs. Look at the signs. He's a millionaire. The dude wants attention on a small channel. And obviously, here's another thing that you guys are failing to realize too. If you have $1 million, don't you think you should his channel be like, I don't know, like these dudes you see doing parkour on top of the entire Empire State Building and shit like that, right? You guys remember those weird videos? Dudes be like way up in the air with GoPros and they're doing handstands and they're like walking across, doing crazy stuff like that, jumping from planes. You would think dude would be doing something like that and putting out some bomb content. Nah, this dude, he can't even put no bomb content out. He pays a dude to edit his videos. I'm like, bro, I can edit my videos better than that. But he has to edit his videos, put all this cheesy stuff in there, and there's no substance. And it's like, well, obviously, money can't buy everything. It's like it can't buy views. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm wrong about that. Technically, money can buy views. You can buy bots, but that's another story. What's up, Cali Rex? What's up, brother? How you doing? What's this in here? What's up, Bray? I don't know if I said what's up, what's going on, but you know, there's definitely a lot of things. He said attention lookers. Yes. And you know, he actually has people who actually go, man, like for example, if I was selling you guys get rich quick schemes, I would go, man, I changed my life yesterday, man. I went from 30 cents to $900 in one day. And I was selling get rich quick schemes and stuff like that, right? He has dudes who actually buy into this garbage. Now, granted, these are basically classes that he does, right? They're free. They're free, but it comes at a price. You have to sign up for like this dude's newsletter. You have to give him your info and all that, like, you know, your email address, your name. Now, to get this quote unquote info to become a millionaire. And to summarize what his information is, and I can tell you what it is just from looking at the basis of his argument. This is his trick to becoming a millionaire, and this is basically where the scam comes into play. Remember, he sells get rich quick schemes. So here's the scam. He wants you to, quote unquote, double up on your education, but he doesn't want you to go to college. Does that make any goddamn sense? Let me repeat that. He wants you to double up on your education, but not go to college. I'll let you guys process that. That's step one. Step two, he wants you to train MMA because you're weak, apparently. All of you are weak. Even though he's never met you, even though I'm pretty sure a good chunk of you probably can knock this fool out with one punch, you're weak. So he wants you to trade MMA. Step three, he wants you to say that you're better than everybody and have this mindset that you're better than her. Who said? Here, let me put a link. Let me put a link in the description or in the chat for you guys, because a lot of you were getting very intrigued by this. So there you go. Here's his actual channel. His actual channel. Hold on. I'm telling you, this is some random stuff. True. And I said that before, right? Like mixed martial arts is good for the mind and it's good for the body. You know, it teaches discipline. But this dude, you got to listen to the way he talks about MMA, right? This dude, first of all, he can barely throw a punch, Mets. On Twitter, he claims, oh, I can knock somebody out from like 2 inches. I'm like, bro, you can't even kick my ass with that type of combat. Stop. Your punches are weak. Yeah, yo, check that out. Yeah, y'all got to check that out. Don't worry, I'm still here. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. Check that out. Let me know what y'all think about this dude. There was a video, again, the video that he posted where he called video gamers losers for liking anime. He took down. I kid you not. He took it down. Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm not saying I might prove that. But he took it down. Now, if you go to his actual Twitter, his Twitter is, oh my God. His Twitter is cringe. His Twitter is the definition of cringe. Every day is the same exact. Actually, matter of fact, I have a tweet right here. I'll post it too. Hold on. I have a tweet. So let me post it here so I can check this out. Actually, what I'm going to do is this. I don't know why I'm doing that. I forgot I have I'm in Hangouts for you guys. So share screen. So you guys should be able to see this, no problems. Okay. What does that say, guys? What does that say? What does that say? There you guys go. There's confirmation. The dude literally just anything related to gaming, he throws in gamers' faces. Anything related. Anything related. What's up, Lansville? What's going on, brother? How you doing? Good to see you. Looking for something to watch. Hey, You already know. Appreciate you coming through. Funny you get more views than this dude. You know, the thing is this too. I don't know why. I just find it stupid, man. I find it stupid. Y'all know me, like, especially Cali Rex. You've been here from the start. Y'all know me. I'm a regular dude. I will legit just tell you how I feel. I will share my opinion, regardless if it's good, bad, or regardless if you might agree or disagree. I have gained subscribers through my actions. I have lost subscribers through my opinion on stuff, right? For example, before Sony went to the extreme like they're kind of doing now, with the whole censorship thing, I remember back when I first heard about them, quote unquote, censoring games, I simply did not care. And I said that loud and clear. Remember that? I said, listen, I don't care about that. Like, it doesn't really appeal to me. You know, it's for games that I never heard of, for one. Number two, I more likely will never play. So I figured maybe that was a good thing. Then you get into the situation now, and not only is Sony censoring games that are a little over the top here, they're definitely censoring games and censoring things that should not be really censored, or really shouldn't really be looked at in that particular aspect. So it's like, yeah, it's annoying, but hey, that's just how it is. You know, I speak with my wallet. You know, if I don't appreciate something, if I don't like something, I simply don't buy it. That's just my mindset. What's up, Mr. Bates? What's going on, brother? What's up, Craig? How you doing? You gonna be on Fox UK today? More than likely, yes. Depends if he's even doing it today. We were supposed to do one for July 4th, but I'm guessing he had some stuff to do with family. Obviously, it was it was a time to be with family. He did say if all went according to plan. So I guess things didn't go according to plan, so that didn't happen. So but again, it's really up to him if he wants to do it or not, Mr. Miko or Miko. I'm sorry. So again, that's just going on there. But that's just how I am. You know, I'm always open about how I feel, and I've always been that way. So you know, when I see people like this, like Damian, who try to get a rise out of people, it just doesn't work, man. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't do anything. I never really react to that type of stuff. Never will react to that type of stuff. You know, again, it's all part of the thing, which is YouTube at this point. It's all part of it. What else is there to talk about in terms of other random portions? Well, I guess I get into the PlayStation part. Let's go to this part. Let's keep the flow going. Oh, hold on. I can't believe there are people who make fun of gamers. Who would have thought that would die down and how popular gaming is? You know what's funny? In his video, Callie. Now this is where I'm kind of upset that he took the video down. Well, actually no. You can still see the video. Go watch the Ackman channel. I'll link it in the I'll put it in the chat, but go check out the Axeman's video on it. Basically, he broke down the entire thing. He played it play by play, and he added his own perspective on it. But basically, the dude says, "Oh, this is what Damian said," which is very contradictory, and then he didn't want to elaborate on it further because it's like, bro, you have no point there, right? He said that, "Oh, you're a loser if you like video games because you're not going to make money off of video games." Now I'm like, Damian, there's a thing called esports. There are people who are let's players, which you do not obviously know what they are. Let's players just play the game. They play through the game from start to finish. They do it in chapters with cool thumbnails. These dudes are making bank off of gaming, just like esports guys are making bank off of competing with one another for gaming. So obviously, gaming is profitable, not just for the publishers and developers, but also it's profitable for the gamer as well, especially if that gamer commits himself to that one game and is actually quite skilled in that game. They can turn that skill into profit. So again, it makes no sense what he's saying, that gaming is not profitable. Another thing that's pretty stupid about his claims going in towards gaming. What's up, Crossfire? What's going on? Billy, what's going on? So why was that a question? Oh, he's talking to somebody else. I don't know if he's talking to me. But another thing that I find stupid about his argument, right? Again, after the whole gaming is profitable thing, which I just explained, which obviously it is very profitable. It's been profitable. he I can't believe I have to even break this down because it's like it's already happening. You know, he's like, you're not going to become a success through gaming. You can't even so much as build a small following through gaming. It's like, yes, you can. And it happens every day. Even if you have something as small as 20 subscribers or 70 or 60, 100, that's a small following of people who come to your channel or you for gaming topics or gameplay. So again, it's like you make 0 cents here. I just find, I just like, I'm like, am I the only one listening to this guy and just looking at my surroundings and completely just destroying this argument left and right? But, hopefully the Ackman takes that debate. I would love to see that debate between him and the Ackman because the dude just really, I don't know, he needs to be humbled in a weird way, which I know that's not going to happen. The dude says, oh, don't compare yourself to people. No, that's lies. You must compare yourself to everybody. You must say that you're better. I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, Damian. Come on, bro. You're better than that. You're better than that, bro. You're better than that. But hey, that's how dude is, man. That's how dude is. Anyway, um, I'm literally trying to remember everything in this video that I'm breaking down. Hold on. He said game of losers. He said that, said this. When it came out, I didn't know who the dude was, and can't grow a small following. PewDiePie Gamer Goose channel and you Big Cloud are currently growing offense. I know. Well, which I find weird. It's like, bro, when he made this video, Callie, remember now when he made this video, his channel, if I remember correctly, his channel was at like what 1,500 when that video went out, and he gained about almost actually no, not even it was like it was close to 200,000, right? 200,000 views, close was getting there. It peaked at like 130,000 views. That video where he said, video games are for losers. Um, obviously he disabled the comments and whatnot, which is or not this comment, but the ratings for it, because obviously he was getting destroyed, and dudes continue to clown him in his videos, which again, it's like I wouldn't even give dude that time of day if at this point I wouldn't. But dude had all these views, and you would think a video with that many views, you would think dude would probably grow. You think dude would be humbled or at least be appreciative that people came by and watched it. Nope. What happened later? It was like 3 months later. I made a video. Actually, no, not even 3 months. It was like more like 5 months later. I dropped the God of War video, and not only trumped that dude's video, but we did more than that. We just been on a better roll. So as we went, he said, "Fuck Tars will be fucked." Yeah, true. The dude's crazy, man. The dude's crazy. Again, I don't let that stuff bother me. I never did, but it's funny to me. I know it's all talking, but Nintendo is looking into 5G tech, possibly for new Switch. Well, that was a given. Yeah, that's a little bit of a given, Ra. I mean, they pretty much they didn't really say it, right? Nintendo didn't legit say it out their mouths that the Switch Mini is happening. But if you watch Review Tech USA did cover a few of like the accessories that were leaked or that were released or whatnot for a Switch Mini. Not really released to the public, or not released like in terms of sell, but they were released to the public. And the Switch Mini ones, it's like these like it's kind of like that stuff that goes on your phone. Like that outer box. Well, picture like not an outer box, but like an armor or whatever, like the little rubber that goes on your console. Those little non-stick things go on your 5G. Yeah, they're going for it. Nintendo is trying to get into streaming. I don't know if you noticed, CJ, that they are trying to get into that. They did have what was it, Resident Evil? You could stream to Resident Evil on the Switch. So it's not far-fetched. It really ain't far-fetched. They have done this before. It's nothing new. So I'm not surprised by that at all. Not even in the slightest, And I won't be surprised by that by any time soon. That's just how I feel on the merits. What else was there? We all know that streaming is trust. Well, see, here's the thing. Every time you say that about streaming, you get people who interfills. I think I'm gonna be the smart one when it comes to just the whole streaming thing. Like I said before, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not even gonna comment on it. And that's kind of where I've been with streaming. I just didn't really care to comment on it. Just didn't bother me. Like, I know for a fact this is not something I want to be the norm, and I don't want it to take off the way dudes are legit hoping that it takes off. I just don't want to see that because I don't want to see traditional consoles die off. I would love to have my traditional console, but just how I felt on that matter. Did you hear Nintendo Online subscription has 10 million people, and I guess consoles won't be having the free online anymore. Well, they kind of told you that it wasn't going to be free online, right? They told you that once that service was going up, it was going up, right? Like that's why they gave you I think it was a year, or they waited about a year or close to a year with the subscription, right? And then they released the actual online function of it where you had to pay and all that. So they knew people were going to be on that. This isn't surprising. Plus, it was like what, $20, $20 for a year. So Nintendo knows what they're doing. They're being smart about it. $20 a year. A lot of people are going to look at that by default and go, well, let's see. PSN, right, is $60. Xbox Live is $60 a year. So I can get 3 years of Nintendo Online for 1 year of PSN or Xbox Live. And that's basically what Nintendo wanted you to have. That's the mindset that Nintendo wanted you to have going into their online infrastructure. Again, not surprised. Now, what I am interested in, right, is how will that network change? Because remember, Microsoft was helping them make the new infrastructure. Remember that? Like Microsoft's helping them with the infrastructure. So since Microsoft is helping them with the infrastructure, how is it going to change? What kind of updates are going to happen? Like, are you going to get trophy support? Are you going to have achievements? All this type of stuff. Are they going to incorporate the stuff that's in PlayStation and Xbox Live into Nintendo's online? You feel me? That's the type of stuff I'm very, very interested in seeing if it happens. Another thing that's pretty interesting too about that, again, it would be cool to see. What's up, Spartan? What's going on? So that's where I stand with that. Now to go a little further, and since I'm on, obviously Nintendo talk, let's get into PS5. Now, obviously, there's no news. There's no news of specifications. There's no news or anything like that. So this is not a specifications video. This is not nothing like that. Okay. This is actually just my cohort thoughts on just this whole who will reign supreme nonsense. Okay. Now I've seen a few videos that were pretty upfront about this, right? A lot of people are talking about Sony's got the edge. Microsoft might be doomed because of their, just their mentality and their way they're going about the console. This is how I feel, man. It's how I feel. I don't believe that to be true. One thing I said on the channel, and that has been proven to be true by numerous game outlets at this point, right, has been the fact that it's basically a mirror match. Both particular platforms are the exact same right now. They're virtually identical. They both are using Zen 2 processors, both are using Navi GPUs. So since with that merit alone, and since we don't have the official clock speeds or anything like that confirmed, it's pretty obvious that it is a mirror match, and there is nothing that's really separating these consoles at all. And since nothing is separating the consoles, then it would make sense for us to focus on one particular aspect, which is always defined the console, and that is the games. This is where Microsoft will just have to shine, and it's the games. Will Microsoft shine with the games? Again, it's a matter of times. I said, what's up? What's up, Blackbeard? I didn't even see you. What's up, man? What's up? I said, what's up to everybody? What's up? Send me a link. Oh, Lord. Give me a minute. But again, it always comes down to the exclusives. It comes down to those quality games that you cannot get anywhere else. And that is where the truth will lie. So, truth will lie. I'm not shocked by it, again, the way people are acting, but it is the truth. You need those games, and you will always need those games. Those games will be the defining factor for, your audience. Doesn't even matter if they will be exclusive at this. Well, actually, it does matter if they're exclusive, but, you need those must-haves, basically what I'm saying. for it. And who will win? Well, going off the track record, right? If we was to go based off of the track record, let's go off of it. PlayStation 1, when it entered the, gaming, when it entered, well, let's say PlayStation in general, right? Because it's really what it was called, PlayStation. When PlayStation first entered the gaming market, it pretty much took gaming by storm. First PlayStation mopped the floor, right? It won. Second one completely dominated and made history with 155 million or close to 160 million units, right? Sold worldwide. That console has done wonders to this day. And still looked at as a beast. You look at the Xbox original. Xbox original came out. I remember that like it was yesterday because The Rock was actually 159. Well, excuse me, I missed a few numbers, but I remember when The Rock he actually introduced the original Xbox, right? And I remember that like it was yesterday. I do remember because I actually bought the original Xbox before I had the PS2. Back when they first saw the original Xbox was actually a beast. It was huge, but it was legit a beast of a console. Had better, specifications, everything. Unfortunately, it just didn't have the start that it needed. It lacked the must-haves. Sony basically had every game that we now see as third party, like Rockstar and all that. They virtually were damn near exclusive on the PlayStation. Virtually every damn thing was on PlayStation, and it wasn't going anywhere else. It wasn't being re-released on another console. Rockstar did release, I think, GTA, right? Didn't they release GTA on the Xbox, the original one? I think they did. So, that happened. But again, it was just, didn't feel like it. I don't know. It's been a while, though. What's up, Roman Knight? What's going on? Fernando, what's going on? What's in the chat? I think I said, Warlock. What's up, Warlock? Let me read these comments. I wonder how the cash flow would be for Xbox Next Gen with lots of people getting Game Pass Ultimate paid 3 years. Big Claw saying that's what Xbox are about lately. This is where, to answer your question, right, to the best of my ability, this is why Phil Spencer came out with that ridiculous comment saying it's not about how many game consoles you sell. You remember that, Billy? That video that I talked about or we broke down? Basically, Phil Spencer said, it's not about how many consoles you sell. It's just about, like how many services you sell. Now, keyword services. So it's pretty obvious that he doesn't really care about the hardware sales, and relatively all he cares about is the service and software sale. That's all he cares about. All he cares about is you being in the ecosystem. He doesn't care where you're at. You can be on PlayStation, Nintendo. All he cares about is that you can have access to an Xbox library, and that's where he wants, everything to go. What's up, Game Kill? I didn't even see you. What's up, brother? How you doing? But that's what he wants in terms of ecosystem. So keep that in mind. He said, I believe Microsoft and Sony already know each other's tech. Funny how the standard Xbox One and standard PS4 design had the similar interior design. That's actually something that's always happened, right? That doesn't surprise me again. I'm not shocked by that. I'm not shocked. They were using they're using Zen 2 processors this time around, right? Last time with the PS4 and Xbox One, they were using the whole Jaguar CPUs. So again, it just happens naturally, right? That's just something that's always happened when they get these deals on these parts and they put everything together. So yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from there. It doesn't surprise me. What's up? Was that Blue Horizon? What's going on? What else going on here? Who else? PS2 is the GOAT. Have a goal to get 500 of its great titles in my collection. Currently at 125. So from my time playing it from 2000 to 2012. Damn. Good shit. I lost count of me damn games I had for PS2. Shit, I had so many damn ones. It's ridiculous. And y'all remember back in the day, we didn't obviously we didn't rely on clouds or anything like that, right? We had the damn disc pouches where we had to zip them up and shit. I had like 4 or 5 of them motherfuckers. the little disc pouch where you put your CDs in, and you just put your the cases somewhere else. I literally had like 4 or 5 of them damn disc couches, so it was funny. So, who else has some questions here? Hoping PS5 has backwards compatible. They already confirmed that. We already went over that, bro. It's going to be backwards compatible. All your accessories will work with PS4 to PS5. They even confirmed cross progressional play with PS4 users. So when somebody has a PS5 Warlock, you can still be able to talk to them, interact with them, and even get into a chat with them, apparently, like you do on PS4. Unfortunately, obviously, it's a different story on PS3 and PS4 because, the way they did the things, and PS3 doesn't have actual cross game chat, so it's different there. But yeah, they already confirmed that, so you're good. What's up, Envy? What's going on? How you doing? Any other questions I missed before I continue this? Let's see. Game Pass services. Why buy games when you can pay a monthly fee and just rent to play? Again, this is what they want, man. So they want that. They don't care if you buy hardware. They just want you in the ecosystem. So you buying the games is just, what they want. You buying the service and having that service with you at all times, whether you're on PlayStation, Xbox, that's what they want. And that's just the mentality. They believe that's the winning mentality. It could help them in the long run. I'm not going to sit here and be closed-minded, right? No, it could help them in the long run. They could do absolutely great with that mindset. But it's just, when you look at it, it's like, who needs the console if that's the way you're going to go about it? That's kind of always been my problem with it. It's like, it sounds so good on paper, right? But I look at you as not necessarily like a company. I look at you as like a warrior on the battlefield, right? And your goal as a warrior or king in this point is to capture territory. If you're not going to go for the territory, then it's kind of weird to me, right? It's kind of like you having all these soldiers, right? And you would think your goal was to go to point A to point B and capture that territory. But it seems like Microsoft is like, well, here's our troops, which are exclusives, right? Let's just put them on the other side. Hey, guys, you guys can go help the other side with their territories. That's basically what they're doing. And, some people might like it. Some people call it great. Again, that's really up. I don't want to say it's up for discussion. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. I don't really think great. I can't really say it's up for discussion. Y'all have access to y'all can believe what y'all want. Obviously, I'm not here to tell you what you can't believe or what you can't say. I'll never be like that. But let me go here to the system. Hold on. Where the hell is this invite? I am duh. All right. Let me do this. 1 second. I got another story I got to talk about too. To just courtesy of you guessed it, courtesy of the one and only Twitter. Give me 1 minute. All right, there you go. There's that one. Close that. And put that there. Close that. All right. Spartan, if you're in the chat, I sent the invite, brother. If you're in the chat still. Let me put this here. So anyway, continuing from that, yeah, again, it doesn't surprise me, guys. Just doesn't surprise me. So anything else to add on to that? I don't really think much you can add on to it, They already discontinued selling the what was the Lockhart? That's what they're doing. They're not doing Lockhart no more. Nope. So since Lockhart's not being done, makes sense. That's Spartan. What's up, bro?
What's up? You see the Xbox Mini?
Hmm?
Did you see the Xbox Mini news?
Nah. An Xbox Mini.
Yeah, it's like a little Apple TV, PlayStation TV type device, and apparently it's $60, I think.
So it's really wow.
That's what I saw on Twitter. But yeah, what's the topic we on?
Well, I just got done talking about everybody was going to go on, Microsoft's future. I already broke down who I think would prevail, right? In terms of like, well, who I think
Sony gonna win.
will win. Not even say Sony. I didn't say anybody. I kept it very, very neutral, right? Again, it's always going to be that defining factor. It's going to be the games. A lot of people thought Microsoft couldn't match with Sony or couldn't compete with Sony when it came to games, and yet you look back at the 360, Microsoft clearly can compete with Sony if they have the proper drive and the proper direction to compete. They can push out some good exclusives, but the problem is they just lack that drive as of late. So that's their problem.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with Microsoft. For last gen, they has so much confidence, and now
mm,
it's like they're like timid. They even speaking about their products. Like
yeah.
when they revealed the Xbox One X itself,
Mm,
they were so happy. They was like, "This is the world's most powerful console, true 4K." And then
yeah.
I think what broke their spirit is when they felt that was like new life for them, confidence. And then when the X came out and they lost the NPD, I think that was just pretty much it. They just gave up.
Yeah, a lot of people like again, they really just latched onto the buzzwords, which is the 4K aspect. They latched
Hmm.
onto that. But they didn't not once, and I broke this down too, and I talked about this, but I remember I got flack for it. But I'm like, yeah, they said true 4K, but where was the
Oh yeah,
talk
bro.
of games?
Yeah, that's the first thing you said
That's
when
the
you did your
first thing you
stream.
say, especially this late in the generation. You talk about games first, and then you say how well these games will look on the platform. You show
And then
off
they,
games. They didn't do that. They showed off
yeah, not
old
only
games.
that, they
They
were
showed
the yeah like backwards compatibility games. I was like, okay, I get it, but what about your current
Like, what
games?
about the
Like,
current studios? Well, what's going on here? And I remember dudes saying, well, it's a new system. You got to wait. Excuse me?
bro,
We're
it's
not
an
at the start
Xbox
of the
One.
generation again. We're literally at the midway point through this
Yeah,
generation. This isn't a generation where we just started. We're at the midway point. So we need games. So it's really no
that's
conflict.
the
So,
excuse that pisses me off. They be like, you gotta give them time. I'm like, the Xbox One
yeah.
X came out 4 years after the gen started. A
Mhm.
gen is usually 5 or 6. We're lucky.
Yeah.
We're getting another 7 year generation
Yeah. And
of any console.
hopefully they learned from this generation. I'm praying that they learned, and I'm praying that that next one will be better.
No.
But again, it's just a track record. But again, my expectations for them are obviously, I think they're at the point where they should be very, very low. You know, I think that's smart for me just to go into their console very, very low expectations. I'm not even going there with high expectations anymore. Let's say Microsoft. Let everybody in the chat. Let's give Microsoft the power advantage for this particular discussion right here. So let's say Microsoft does have the power advantage. What next?
What are they gonna do with it?
Exactly. You got to ask yourself that too. This is another thing that I see people talking about on Twitter. I see dudes arguing in the comment section whenever I do a video for PlayStation. Dudes go, "Oh, there's no way Sony's going to have this, Microsoft's going to have that." Okay, let's give Microsoft something. Let's give them the power advantage going into the next Xbox and PS5. If they have the power advantage, what is it going to come down to, and what exactly are they going to do with the power? They don't have a VR headset. Right? They had no VR, which they promised. Well, they talked about with Xbox One X. Can't say they promised. Actually, no, they did kind of promise that there will support something like that. But no VR headset, right? Studios they got currently are have not shown anything worthwhile game wise, and they haven't talked about anything new. So, you got to
For
ask
me, who's
yourself.
gonna win? But like Ryan, when you
Mhm,
ask who's gonna win, we're gonna win, of course, because we get the games. We win. But in terms of who has like the market share, mind share, who's in looked as the good guy in the consumer's eyes, is gonna be Sony. Sony gonna win again. Like at the end of last gen, the favorite console at the end was both of them because the 360 was popular. The PS3
mhm,
got to the point where it became as popular. So they was both on a level playing field. They were both popular. We went into this gen, we started over. Who got more popular? PlayStation.
mhm,
They didn't just stop at that though. They had the power and they said, okay, we have to buy our time for our studios to deliver. Okay, but we'll give you this, and they push indies,
Mm-hmm.
and they push. They didn't just stay. They didn't just give you bullshit. They tried to go out and give you stuff. You may have not bought them, but yeah, they
Yeah,
tried. And then you started to see once Bloodborne
pretty
came, that was
much.
it.
Pretty much it.
I think that was I think once 2015 came on, that was it. Yeah, their holiday lineup was sparse
Yeah.
compared to the Xbox, but yeah. 2016, you got Ratchet and Clank. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, you got games from PlayStation that utilize the console itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have the power advantage, but like Mark Sony said, you can have all this power, but what are you gonna do with it?
Yep. True.
And I think like Craig said when he says Horizon Zero Dawn broke their spirit, I honestly think it did
It kind of
because
did because I remember Phil saying games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Zelda aren't impactful. Remember that comment he made, and then like
I
immediately,
really remember.
yeah, and then
Yep.
like a year later, he contradicts himself, saying that he's looking for a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, in terms of his studios to make. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Me a
I
quick
found it
shout out to
funny.
some people. What's up, Nike? What's going on, brother? Shout out to Lincoln Clay. What's up, brother? Shout out to Jez in the chat. What's up, bro? How you doing? What's
Jazz
going on?
here too. I just saw Jazz in another chat.
Oh no, I
Oh,
ain't worried about Medj, bro. Med's a fool. He always does that. He a fool. But that's what he does. Anyway,
that's cool, man. I think,
continue.
um, yeah, I think when Craig said Horizon Zero Dawn broke their spirit, it really did because people was like, "Oh, the Pro is weak. Haha, six greater than four teraflops is weak." Microsoft got all the bandwidth, but then they was like Horizon Zero Dawn was shown off on a PC, right?
Yeah,
Even though at the PS4 Pro event, they were showing you it was on the Pro,
yeah.
and they was like, "It's gonna get downgraded. Watch," and then it came out.
I'm shocked after all this time. I know some people are excited for Battletoads, so that's cool. But for the way, like, after that long wait, I don't know, I forgot how long we waited for that game, Sparrow. It was like 4 years, it feels like 4 years.
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
You would expect the game to look like the damn turtle, or yeah, the turtle, not turtle, but the toad
Call it
from
the
Killer
the
Instinct.
mutant, yeah, and from
Turtle.
Killer Instinct, and then it just looks
Oh,
it looks like what's the the Tasmanian dude from what's the show? It's a cartoon where you got a Tasmanian devil dude. I
wait,
think Looney Tunes.
hey Clay, by any
Looney,
chance, are you home? You want a link? I sent you a link, but love to hear your perspective on that too, because I literally said that at the start of this show, right? I said back when we
no,
first,
he
as soon as I
wasn't.
got into this whole, obviously who will reign supreme thing, I basically said they're basically the exact same console, right? Mirror match, like the CPU, GPU,
I've been
yeah,
saying
the
that.
exact same thing, minus one
Been
crucial
saying that.
element, and that's the fact that Sony, well,
The
not just Sony has
games.
games, but Sony's also in VR. Sony has a head start in VR. Microsoft talked about VR with the Xbox One X,
Hmm.
but they did not deliver VR with the Xbox One X. So that was another comment there.
Hmm. That's another thing. Like if you look at Service Great last comment, he said the sales figures through 2015
Mhm.
broke Microsoft spirits. That's when they weren't showing. That's exactly right, because that's the year they announced backwards compatibility. Because I remember when they said 2015 was the greatest lineup
Mhm.
in Xbox history. That was a lot. That was
More
2007.
effort going
But
into
yeah,
old games, like
old games. But yeah, remember that Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fallout
yeah. I remember that
4,
Junior.
Halo 5,
Yeah, dudes lost their mind. They
Forza
saw
Motorsport
extra
6.
dirt on her face or something like that.
Yeah,
Then they
and then
confirmed, well, that's because she was more damaged or something. Like, oh,
hmm yeah, but remember that same year when they had all of that, and then
mm-hmm,
the PlayStation 4 had the Star Wars bundle.
mm-hmm.
I think when they had all of that and the PS4 still beat them in everything, I think they just gave up at that point. Because if you expect to have a turnaround in your whole brand based off a bunch of games you have,
Mm-hmm.
and one game, one system, one bundle
Mm-hmm.
defeated all of that, even Halo. You telling me Star Wars beat Halo, Fallout 4, hey, Forza,
Yeah.
Tomb Raider, it beat all of that. 5.7 million units in that 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
In November, not even December, November.
Doesn't
I think
again
that was
doesn't.
that gave them no faith anymore. I don't think they even want to. They're just doing it because they know they have fanboys and they know people not gonna pay for Xbox Live on PC. I think that's the only reason they still make Xbox because they know you
Well,
must pay
this is
for
the reason
Live.
why. Remember, I said this again. Remember, I said this before. Again,
Mm-hmm.
I was on a
Mm-hmm.
roll when I said this. I said, listen, to all y'all hyping up Game Pass, don't be surprised when Game
When they
Pass
merged
and
them,
what and Game Pass and what Xbox Live are merged. Dudes called me everything in the book. Oh, you're a
oh,
liar.
me too.
Xbox.
Remember your conversations? How much hate I got for that?
Yeah,
And it was
you
like,
were
you
on the
always
street.
on,
You
are
had
you
about
on
like
our,
40
you
people out there.
always,
Oh, bro,
yeah.
guys, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, don't
You
be
had
surprised.
like
I'm not going to say it's
70
going to happen this year. It might happen next year, but it's going to happen eventually. They're going to merge
and
those
then
two, and they merged it.
hmm,
And then
it
they
feels
were
good to me,
nodding
right?
after that. Like, oh yeah, Ryan's a clown. It's like, okay, sure,
Hmm.
sure, sure,
I
sure, sure.
remember when Ryan. Remember when Craig said, "When the console war is finally over, they're
Mm-hmm,
gonna lash out at every single thing because they don't know how to lose."
mm-hmm,
I think I think when they found out that PlayStation 5, they kept hearing that it's more powerful, it's more powerful. I think that's getting to them to the
mm-hmm.
point where they don't know what to say anymore. They don't know what to use as an argument because it's basically over for Xbox.
Yeah,
At this point, that's it.
yeah.
PC Master Race in the building. Damn right.
There's only
And
one
Hannah.
person I think will say that. Oh, what's up? What's up, Jamia? What's up, brother? Or Jemiah? No, I'm sorry. I keep fucking up. Jemiah Dixon. What's up, brother? How you doing? Do not super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you.
PC Master Race in this motherfucker. Better
He
believe
always
it.
does
Yeah.
it. But nah, it's pretty sad at this point, man. It's sad.
I
It's sad.
always said that. I said it was sad. I said when it gets to a point where you're just not gonna have an Xbox like it used to be, you
Mm,
just you just gonna look at it and be like, damn, that was sad. I remember when I was on PS3 and see the games 360 had, I would be like, damn, that got some good games. I want one. But I never
yeah.
got one because something told me all them games would go to PS3. Mass
Mm-hmm.
Effect in them, they did eventually. You know, some games like The Witcher 2, some of them they missed out on, but yeah, at the point I was like, then you see it now what Xbox become just over a failed launch. Because people do that now. They blame the launch for Xbox
Mm-hmm.
being ruined this gen. So I was like, hold up. So when Sony messed up last gen, and we criticized them for every single thing, you think they came back from thin air? Because I could have sworn y'all beat Sony for not having things that they didn't have party chat
Yes.
and all of that because they didn't have RAM,
No,
they
there
didn't
was
have extensions, they didn't have trophies,
no trophy. Well,
none.
then, yeah, no trophies at the start. Yeah, it was
Exactly, they
really
didn't
a
have
bare bones console at the start. So yeah, it had nothing.
exactly. Y'all beat Sony for that, and then they came up and they got all of that. They
Took a
listened to
while. It
you.
took time, but yeah, they got everything. They got
It
everything
took a
except for
while, you know,
the
because they
cross
didn't
game
have much
chat.
RAM.
They had everything aside from cross game chat. They
You
had this
you do know
conference. They had the
they could have
conference.
did that.
Yeah, I know.
They
You
could have did
remember
that
the
with less
conference room
RAM, but
call, the little bubble
yeah,
room you were in with
I
everybody?
remember. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
they had the
They
conference
took
room.
that from the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, so they had that. That was the closest you would get to game chat or cross.
Yeah, so I'm like, people talking about, well, y'all hating that guy. No, we're criticizing things that they need to do to build up the Xbox. Because, you know, when Sony had their network go down and they
Mm-hmm.
had that issue, and everybody had outrage from Xbox dudes who wasn't even on there, the media and PlayStation people. When you had all of that, Sony made sure, okay,
Hey
so we
Jez,
have this
you wanna
issue.
invite brother? You free? I'll send you an invite. You want a link, brother?
Yeah, send Jazz.
I don't know
PC
if you
gamers are different from Jazz. He knows
your
that.
perspective, but
But Jess, he knows. But the difference is Phil wants complete control. They want you to tell you what's what, like how Apple does.
mm,
That's what Microsoft wants to do.
yes.
They want control. Every company wants that, but Microsoft they always been like that. Microsoft, Apple, and one more company. Who loves to do that shit? Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
No, Google. Them three right there, they love to tell you what you're going to do or what they're going to give you. That's the thing I don't like. But like I was saying, Sony listened to you, they listen to feedback, and then they improve their system, the ecosystem. They're trying to make PSN tied in with all devices.
Oh, I'm glad
You
I
know
did
who
this
did?
week. The news is dropping. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't get it. Why people saying like people hating on Xbox when we just want it to be better? Can you answer that for me, Ryan?
I've been trying to say that for years. Yeah, I've been saying that for years, but every time, right, I get the same reply.
I
Now,
get all the dudes
I'm going
who
to ask
follow
you
me
this
or
simple
crush me.
question, and I'm going to need you to answer this. All right, it's going to be it's a very easy
Oh,
question. All right.
oh
So,
shit.
what do you think? Now, obviously, you know me. I cover a lot of gaming news. Oh, I sent it, Jess, but you know I cover a lot of news, right? A lot of
Hmm.
news. I always have a source and description. So, tell me what is more like. Tell me what's more logical in terms of who to believe. Should I believe a random dude on the internet, right, who claims they have a degree or who reads books on marketing? Or should I believe the guy who works at the company who's selling me the product and who has told me that the system is going to have a Zen 2 processor and a Navi GPU?
The one who
Or should
works at
I,
the company.
or should I say, or to make it even better, should I listen to that guy, right? Who, again, the guy who works at the company, who confirmed the CPU and whatnot, and also the woman who confirmed the partnership with that individual and is giving that individual the Navi GPU and Zen 2 processor?
The
Who
third
seems more
one,
logical to listen to?
the people who work at the company who's developing the console itself. Because the people who could say they got a degree and all that trolling bullshit, but fact
Nah,
is, yeah,
I had
nah,
one of the
building
most silliest conversations last night.
with
I'll
with
fill
who?
you in on this shit. It was one of the silliest conversations ever. Dude's like,
Uh,
"You believe
uh,
everything you see on the internet, Ryan? That's all you do. You believe everything you see on the internet." I'm like,
but they're the ones who making the console, so why wouldn't we believe them?
"I will not believe it from the horse's mouth if I heard it from the horse's mouth, which is Sony." And
Yeah, I'm
so,
like,
they're like, well, Sony's marketing the system. Mark Cerny is not a marketing engineer. He is, or a marketing specialist. He is a damn engineer. He's
computer.
the architect of the system. That's his one job, is to tell you what's under the box or what's in the box. That's
Hmm.
it. After he tells you what's in the box, his job is done. The rest of them have to market it. Hence why he even confirmed that if these dudes knew anything, if you know that Mark Cerny even confirmed that he didn't know that the PS3 was going to be $600.
Hmm.
He thought it was a powerful and accessible system, but even he didn't come close to thinking that system was going to be 600 smackaroos. So just
Yeah,
thought it
because
out.
I don't get it. How why are we not supposed to believe Sony when it comes to parts they're gonna include in their system? If you've hearing it from Lisa Su, who's the head of AMD, telling you that this is what it's gonna have, and she said it on more than one occasion. I
Yes.
mean, I mean, it's not like Mark Cerny just said we're gonna have this, and then they're like, oh yeah, they're just saying
And we're
that,
just going to
but
have
then.
this for the sake of having this. No, he said we're going to have this because it's going to have quote unquote this.
Mhm.
That's it.
And then the CEO of AMD said, okay, last month Sony said, so that's her confirming what Shay said, and she's telling you we're gonna have this in this system, confirming what he said. So why wouldn't you believe them?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to technology, this is entertainment we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell would you not believe Sony, who's an actual entertainment company,
Mm-hmm.
who's a hardware company that's been building consoles, a company that used to make processors, batteries, uh, they make disc formats. Why wouldn't you believe Sony when they make shit that was in consoles before they
Uh,
even got into consoles?
facts. Quick shout. What's up, Mag Day? What's up, Cyber Dragon? Uh, Landers, what's going on, brother? Been a while. How you doing? Or Lawrence, I'm sorry. So appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank,
read Billy comment, Billy Yakura,
what's that? The one
Billy Akira.
the way Lisa Sue
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
said it sounded like both PS5 and Scarlet are having hybrid ray tracing. Well, that might be the case because the new cards, right? The latest cards, or this current lineup of these current lineup of cards from AMD do not have ray tracing apparently, so that makes sense. They are making a custom variant of them because remember the Zen 2 processor, Sony is getting a custom variant of the GPU, the Navi GPU. So it makes sense.
The funny shit to me is when they
By
said
the way,
hardware accelerated.
here's a funny thing too. Here's another fun fact too that I had to deal with yesterday, which again I'm gonna tell you at the end of the stream because it's so much funny. Dude was like, you realize those are PC parts, fool. Those are not going in no console. Now, if anybody with common sense knows what x86 is, by default, you would know that right there makes the PlayStation 4 or any platform that has x86 virtually a PC in the box.
Read Jemiah comment. Yeah, they will have ray tracing. They're gonna have a variant of that. Like, what are people not gonna get it? Because
Navi 20 will have ray tracing. Will it? No, okay. Jay, I gotta look into that.
Nah, because I'm gonna tell you something about joke. You know Mads, right? He did a video in which he stated, Lisa Sue, when she was mentioning each architecture for Navi 10, that's when she talked about PlayStation. But when it said Scarlet, she was said Navi 20 RDNA. And now the wording, she said like collaborated with Sony, but co-engineered with Microsoft. I'm like, so you're telling me they're gonna, you believe PR? They basically, she don't want you to know that they're gonna have the same thing.
Yeah.
You expect her to come out and say PS5 and Xbox Scarlet will have this architecture that will perform the same, because then she can't sell you two different boxes with her technology in it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Jemiah. The current Navi cards coming out don't support ray tracing, if I remember correctly, and the newer ones will that come out next year. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Navi 20, they're just releasing this year. They could have released that this year too. They're just
they didn't want to overcrowd that market. they're already pushing Nvidia against the wall. Nvidia's got being tested.
Navi 20 is already finished.
70.
They already made that.
Yeah, so
they're just not releasing it to next year because they want you to build hype of RDNA, ray tracing. Don't be fooled, y'all. They have the technology ready right now.
AMD is doing some quote unquote sorcery with their new cards. So it's going to be interesting to see that performance.
No, because I remember the rumor they were saying that the PS5 GPU would be a hybrid of GCN and RDNA. And I was like, I don't think that would be wise to do. I think it would be to maintain backwards compatibility, but still, I think it would be a hybrid. But I don't see why. Because RDNA, they saying is still Navi.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused with AMD marketing. That's the only thing that's confusing me. Because you saying like Navi is RDNA and you saying Navi 10 is GCN, like which one is it?
Yeah.
That's the part I'm not getting.
Yep. And that's where I think that's where they were they were kind of smart on, right? They were just very vague about it. They just said Zen 2 processor. They didn't give you no teraflops. Obviously, something else is going on here if teraflops is not really going to be used, to measure the performance or doing something else. So
I think the clock speeds would be kind of high though, because I know that X got a vapor cooling chamber in there, and its clock speed is 1172 megahertz.
Remember, the vapor cooling was the key to first party exclusive.
I remember. I remember on this channel, man. They used to say the stupidest things in your comment section in 2017. I was like,
"Yeah, you probably you saw stuff." I'm like, "Bro, I didn't say anything like that. I just said this."
They would literally lie, in the comment section, and I'll be like, "Tell me where he said that." You pony, he just said it.
What's up?
Mr. Jazz, what's up, brother?
Yo, what's up, man? Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear. What you doing?
Oh, what's up? How you doing?
Not much, brother. Good to see you.
Good seeing you, man. Yo, I've been watching your stuff for like the longest time, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's up, Andre? Everybody hit that like button. Jemiah, if you want a link, let me know. I'll send you a link too. But
Yo, what's up, Jemiah? How you doing, man?
so let's talk, man. What you think about all the recent events?
Oh, damn. What don't I think about it, man? My head's going all over the place with all
We're
this
selling
stuff.
bathwater, fam.
Holy shit, Phil Spencer bathwater. Get that
Oh
Phil
no,
mess.
that's Spencer gave a girl bathwater.
Yo, man, they took it down off of eBay or something like that. Like they basically like it was like skyrocketed in price. Like I can't believe people, man. It's insane. Yo. My God, like I don't understand it. It's just a sticker on a tub of water. Like my God, like I just don't get people.
The thirst is real. The thirst is real.
Thirst is real.
You
see that article?
People
Like
actually drinking it.
So yeah, people went to the hospital. Like I don't know if that was real or not.
God, people were actually drinking that. It's like, come on, bro. People actually drinking that. Come on.
Yo, man. Get the hell out of here.
She was spitting in some of the glasses too. That's what made it weird for me. She was spitting in some of those containers.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like the whole streaming thing, like going on to Twitch and stuff like that, like
yeah,
it was hilarious because I don't like watch a lot of streamers. Like I know this is the future. Everybody watches everybody and stuff like that.
We're all connected.
But like, yeah, and like I went on. This is how like naive I am about like just like Twitch and that whole community stuff. Like I saw like just chatting and I was like, what's this? This must be a game. Like everybody's in it. I click on it and seriously just people just sitting there just talking. And I'm like, and like doing weird shit. Like one girl is doing like that by what is that? That by annual, not the auditory stuff. Like she's like rubbing stuff in the left ear and the right ear, and like it's like a like I'm like, what is going on here? I thought this was about games. But there's some crazy shit going on in Twitch. Like there's some like you're going down the deep end.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. That's the sad part, you know.
No,
don't believe that streaming shit, man.
You know, yeah. I'm not just one to like. I want to look at it to watch the game and see if I like the game, like almost like a kind of a review and something. But like, I really don't just sit there and just want to watch somebody just like play. And my only thing is too with the streaming stuff is that I feel like the streamer, this is what I would expect, somebody talking about the game, almost like kind of reviewing it as they're playing it, rather than just staring at somebody's face, just like intensely looking at a screen and watching gameplay. Like I want to hear like what their impressions are, like how's the control, what's this stuff, like that's where I find value in a stream, you know, not in just like somebody's like just like looking at a screen and stuff like that, unless they're doing like freaking out.
There's streams, right, like especially on PlayStation, where there are girl gamers who don't even game. They're like cleaning their houses and shit.
Yes.
And you seen that shit? They're just cleaning their houses. So again, I don't know what it is. This is why I know I don't really be on Twitch. I know a lot of people would like to see me be on Twitch or whatnot. I just don't really find value, you know, in Twitch. I find Twitch to be very weird. It's a mixed bag. People do some of the most sleazy shit for views.
It is some weird stuff.
Weird.
Like she's like, oh, you get a donation, and then she like gets up and starts dancing and stuff like that, or bounces in front of the camera, and it's like, what are we doing here? Like it's like, thank you for the donation, okay, and then she moves the thing away and starts bouncing, and I'm like, turn this off. If I get caught watching this shit, my wife will like slap me in the face, like, what the hell are you watching?
Yeah, I saw a girl on Twitch, was pretty good. Like now, before actually, no, yes, it was Twitch because she has a YouTube channel. She plays like all the Bloodborne. She plays all like, you know, like the Dark Soul type game because she played Neo. And she beat all the bosses, even the hardest boss, which took me a minute to beat. She beat it like her 2 tries. She was like really good at that. I'm like, wow, this chick is really good. Tell me why on Twitch, right? This woman had probably like 50, 100 viewers at one point, right? All of a sudden, a chick like the one Belle Delphine, who comes in here cosplaying, not even playing the game, mind you.
Oh,
all of a sudden she has 300 and people left her stream for that.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? It's like, it's not, I don't even feel like it's fair for gamers at this point. It just feels like just for
out here, man. What do you want to do?
Yeah. What's up,
Jamal? Yo, what's up, man? Exactly. Like,
that's crazy.
It's insane. Like, I don't even know like what's going on in half of these games and stuff. And the thing is that it's not saying that the girls can't play the games. I'm sure they can play better than the guys can. But like, you know, don't like. It's just like this whole like where it's like get me to jump and bounce and all that other stuff. Like, it's just insane. It has nothing to do with the game itself. It has to do with just like just watch me or donate to watch me do stuff. And it's just kind of like I don't know, it's just really strange. Strange, some of those things.
Yeah, like you know,
agreed. Yeah,
default,
Billy says this like an 18 plus only section, like definitely.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
Twitch
definitely. Like,
needs to have
not
something like that.
for viewers type of category type of separate from gaming, and that's where they should be placed.
Yeah, exactly.
They Twitter does that. Twitter does that. That's crazy. Twitter handles that better.
Yes,
than Twitch.
Right. I know. Twitter has like, do you want to see 18 plus content like and people post? Yeah, of course.
You know though, I think that's I think no, because my thing is kids shouldn't even be on Twitter to begin with or Twitch to begin with. Like people got to stop letting their kids go on the internet on all these social sites and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Twitch is not the place for kids to be roaming through, freely.
No, but there's kids on Twitch though. Like
there's kids on Twitch.
There's kids on YouTube.
Like there should be like a Twitch Kids, there should be separate. App.
I know. I let my son watch YouTube Kids because sometimes you go down the rabbit hole like with YouTube, but like. He watches the kids like gaming kids, like they play Minecraft, they play Roblox, they play
like
they're involved in the same thing as the thoughts. Like those girls play. It's like, oh, who's this girl playing? And she's like, oh, look at me. It's like, whoa, what the
you got
hell?
a son, right?
Yeah.
Don't let him find one of those channels, bro. Your wallet gonna be gone,
Oh, I'm already training him like about like microtransactions, and I'm like, if you see $, you say no and delete it. Like, yeah, I'm teaching him already about microtransactions. I'm like, you see $,
early programming. Nope. I see.
But you can't save him from thoughts, though. You know what I mean?
No, can't save him with thoughts.
Every man's weakness.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's only 7 yet. He doesn't like, he's like girls. Ooh, like he's 7.
Nice.
You on Fortnite yet? Don't let him on Fortnite, man.
No, what's crazy is all his friends and stuff play Fortnite, and like. My wife is like, oh, well, the kids on Fortnite and stuff. And when I showed her what Fortnite was, she's like, whoa, they're playing this? I'm like, it's all shooting and stuff. I'm like, nah, man, he plays Rocket League. He plays Spider-Man. He beat that whole game. Like, I couldn't even get a chance to get in there. He's like, and now he played it again. He's going to 100% it for me. Like, he's like, just like, it's crazy though. But like, yeah, that Fortnite stuff, like it's, and also too, like for me, the building stuff just goes crazy with Fortnite. Like I can't even be competitive in that because the way that people build, it's just insane.
Yeah, it's like all reflexes, making towers. Building.
Yeah,
it's all
like, it was cool at first, but like now it's just the level has just proceeded like anything. It's like
kind of like Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just on 6th channel. He was talking about how like the Minecraft dungeons has no building in it. Speaking of building, and I was like, it's still going to sell a lot because it's going to be good for kids to have 4-player co-op running through a Minecraft dungeon. Like kids are gonna love that shit. They can fucking spawn as many items as they want since they're all
why? What is it about Minecraft that's good?
Because they're taking Diablo, a great game that people like, and they're taking Minecraft, a great game that people like, and then put them together. I mean, what do you want to do?
How did the Minecraft story do? Like how did that do? I don't even know. I know it's hard to get now because they're taking it off the marketplace because of what happened to Telltale. But like how did that do? Like did that like that episodic stuff? Because that was a different way. Like I don't know how that did.
I forgot all about that.
Sequel to it.
The fact that you got an axe, that should tell you how it did.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't like.
Well, I don't know anything about
shit
Minecraft.
Trash. OBJ.
That
shit trash.
What's up, OBJ? Like, I'm gonna miss Telltale. I'm gonna miss Telltale because I missed the Batman Telltale. Like that's when it was really getting good with the Joker and shit. So.
Yeah, I tried the Game of Thrones. I did the Walking Dead one. I like that one, and then the Game of Thrones one I tried to get into, but I couldn't get into the Game of Thrones.
I played it. The best way I can say the Game of Thrones, I played it and beat it and just didn't feel anything.
Yeah, the thing about Minecraft though, it's like they say it's like a modern day Legos and stuff like that, and you create your own fun. One of those deals. Creating your own fun type of stuff.
And I guarantee you, if it doesn't do well, they'll add the ability to build stuff in that game. You know what I mean? It's just waiting. It's just right there. I'm pretty sure it's still in the code.
Yeah.
I will say this though about The Walking Dead to everybody in the chat. If you have not played the final chapter for The Walking Dead, I need to play that. That is dope. The final one for Clementine.
Can you get it anymore or no?
Yeah, you can still get this on the store.
They're gonna re-release it at the end of this year, I think, in like a whole package, and they're gonna redo the. I think Sick was talking about it. Like they're gonna redo the not the animations, but the look of it to make it look a little bit more like the comic. And they're having the whole complete Walking Dead, even Michonne in it, and they're reselling it as
like $60 or $80.
Yeah, it's like the dog. I don't know what they're selling it as the price, but I'm sure it's going to be like around $40, $60. It's the whole thing. Season 1, 2,
that sounds pretty good,
and and it's kind of a rebranding of it, but it's going to have the final chapter in it. I think it's called something like the Doc, something with the Doc or Mask or something like that.
I'm still mad about my boy Lee, man. Like one of the greatest black protagonists ever. He died.
Oh man, I didn't get to that part, but anyway. I think I was in 2, right? He died in 2 or 1? Oh,
what? Lee?
Yeah.
He died in the first one.
Come on, Jazz, stop it.
That's the guy who got you into the series.
I know that was the guy who got me into the series. I know. I guess I didn't finish it all. I don't remember. Maybe I got up to episode 4 or 5. I don't remember. I didn't do the second one though.
The second one was Clementine coming to Copes, but they treated that one more. That one kind of felt more like DLC than an actual complete story, though. To be honest with you, it was like what happened afterwards.
Lee dying was my favorite part,
bro. That shit was crazy, bro. But like that, my boy Lee, man. Like,
I was so happy when that happened.
And there was no choice to save him, right?
Yeah, there you could.
Yeah, you can chop off his arm. It doesn't do anything because you waited too long, which is kind of true. That does how it works, you know. So
yeah,
they waited too long. So it's best to keep your arm and just fight, and then all that.
I'm sure all that IP just cost them so much money. That's why they couldn't sustain themselves. Like,
they could have sold to a company.
And they never redid that engine, though. That engine was still
also
like,
a lot of people just watched most of it online. They didn't even play the game.
Yes, the gaming says that. Gaming Natus says that Telltale games all being removed from Steam, so you can't buy them anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Epic's on some bullshit.
I mean, think about it. It's pretty much a movie you watch.
Oh my god! Imagine they did a Sopranos Telltale. Shit, that would be good.
No.
Yep, that'd be dope.
That would make money. That would make money.
Yeah,
that's no good idea.
It sucks though. It sucks. I remember I even played the Borderlands. I thought Borderlands was pretty good.
I heard that one was good. I still have them all. I never played them.
They still have like a Grand Theft Auto Telltale game to tie in the stories between the games.
Yeah, like what happened to CJ afterwards and whatnot.
Yeah, like that should be fire. Or like even
we kind of already know what happened to CJ. I don't know if you know.
Grand Theft Auto 3 is my favorite Grand Theft Auto, even though the other ones are better. But Grand Theft Auto 3 is just special. Like when that shit first came out and it dropped on PS2, man, that shit changed the world as far as open world games. Like that shit was amazing. It was so ahead of its time.
Yeah. Wolf Among Us was pretty good too. You play that? Yeah, I played it.
I heard that was good.
I'm not digging those games though. Like they're fun, but like I'm not. I still have Batman, that Batman one.
Yeah, the Batman.
And I have to beat the last chapter, and I still have it. I still haven't beat it yet. Like
which one? Season 1 or season 2?
2.
Yeah. See, I was investing in that from start to finish. The first one.
It's so long for it to come out though. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I don't buy it day one. I learned the lesson.
Yeah. That's I think the downfall. Yeah, I think that was the downfall of that shit. Like that's the thing. Like they came out all staggered releases. Like the episodic content. Like people will be waiting for the next episode, and it wasn't like one a month. It was like there was like a lapse. Some came out sooner before others. Like
that's when they were hot on the market. You know, with the first Walking Dead series doing so good. I think that's where probably got to their head. You know, they think, oh, we can wait as long as we can for this, but nah, you can't.
I think I might go back and play them off and play it off and start just to get a different story. A story output.
Yes, I really think like, and you know, this is the one problem I have with like episodic and season passes and stuff like that. Like, I really think they need to kind of lay out what you're gonna pay for. If they want you to pre-order this or pay for the season pass or the ultimate edition, like they should let you know what their roadmap is for what you're paying for. Like, I hate buying these season passes and then finding out it's like, oh yeah, you know, oops, like, you know, months later, it's like, what happened to the episode? Like, what happened? What's going on? It's
I think like Cyberpunk, they're already saying like they're gonna have like the same Witcher style thing. Like they're gonna have like two big and stuff. So like I like CD Projekt Red. They're pretty upfront.
Yes, that one was they did that one and like well, I'm not going to talk about Destiny. That friggin' disaster of season passes.
That's why I'm also skeptical about freaking Final Fantasy freaking 7. Like,
yeah,
I don't like this whole. I don't like having like parts of the game split up, and they're gonna add a whole different storyline to Midgar, and they're gonna expand that storyline. So I guess you're gonna be more of an Avalanche. I guess maybe you'll see the more backstory behind that. But what happens if something happens in Square or some shit? They don't make a part, they don't make a part 2 of the game, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Or like with this game, they even delayed it, right? Didn't they start over from scratch because something wasn't right? You know what I mean? Like, who knows what happened with production or development? It could take years for the next one to come out.
As long as it's complete, like as long as it's a complete, like it's a massive, like it's big enough. Like if it is just like 4 or 5 hours and 6 hours, something like that, and then
it's gonna be a huge story, but it's gonna be new stuff though. But I'm just like, I like the old story. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should mess with masterpieces and add different stuff to it. That's my thing.
That's basically gonna become the practice though.
It's like imagine Resident Evil 2 remake and then they put it in a whole different location. Like, wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
Waiting for that Avengers game.
Yeah, that Avengers game that looks pretty good.
Does it though?
I want to see what they do with
like. Anything, though, like
that fight on the bridge looked pretty cool. I don't know what was real and what wasn't. The face animations are kind of weird, and having the same kind of MO of your voice actors doing my superheroes is kind of strange.
Yeah, but Nolan North, aka Drake, play Tony Stark with a little.
Yeah, like it's like, and when I saw the same people, I'm like, are there no other? Like when they remember when the voice actors were gonna go on strike, was it just those 5 people? Like Laura Bailey, Nate, like those guys? Like it was just 5 of them. Like there's a whole bunch of voice actors. Like why? It's just them 5. More. Like dude, it's just us.
There was more. Because remember they're having free DLC. They're adding more characters in. So Black Panther and everybody's coming. So whoever was voicing Black Panther obviously voices opinion. Everybody. So
let's get Nolan North. Like Nolan North.
Nolan North is really, really good. Like
of course he is, but like
because he played Penguin. The dude played Penguin for God's sakes in the Arkham series. So he played Penguin. He played Deadpool. In the game, so he's good. He knows how to play a character. But yeah,
he's also the bot in Destiny, isn't he? They got rid of Peter Dinklage for him.
Oh wow,
he's in Destiny. He's the bot or whatever it is, the ghost. Nolan North, right? Because they got rid of Peter Dinklage because he was horrible in the first Destiny, and they got Nolan North to do the rest of it. I don't know what it is now.
They went for the goat, huh? They got the goat.
Yeah. They went for him, but like it's just I don't know. We'll see what that's like. Again, that sounds like this kind of service type game. We're gonna add stuff we don't know, DLCs, characters. It's like, oy, but it's not season passes. I don't know, man. I just make a friggin' game. Like what always cautions me is when they lead off where it's like, oh, there's no season pass. I'm like, oh shit, I'm worrying. Like why? Like there's no DLC, there's no season pass, like no loot boxes. Like when they start the game, when they announce that, like when they announce the game and go, oh, there's no loot boxes. I'm like, I'm very skeptical. I'm like, well, like why? Like there's gonna be another way? What is the catch? Like what's the catch? It's just kind of weird that they have to make those points out. Like Anthem did the same thing. Remember, Anthem's like, no loot boxes, like off of the whole like Star Wars fiasco. Like no loot boxes, and look how Anthem's done. Where's the DLC for Anthem? It's
Anthem's like bad execution.
Where is it?
A great game, terrible execution.
The game was fun though. I liked the game.
The game's legit. The game is legit, solid fun. But once again, EA just cannot take their own foot out of their own mouths. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like the start. I have the I almost bought the Anthem special edition for like I think it was like $80 or $90 or whatever, the Legion of Dawn edition. But I ended up buying the Origins Access Premier, which is like $10 more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I get to play Anthem and I get to play Fallen Jedi for $100. So
All right.
I think it worked out.
Let me throw this random one. I already talked about this earlier, but you ever heard of Damian Prosalendis?
Who?
Yeah, so you never heard of him. Damian Prosalendis is a self-made millionaire. Now he actually came basically. Y'all know how PewDiePie blew up Belle Delphine's Twitter or Instagram, whatever, because he called her a meme or whatever. He made her a meme. And that's what led to her selling the bathwater. So basically, it's a guy named the Act Man, who's a big YouTuber. He called out Damian's video where he basically called gamers losers because they like video games and anime. Now, this video went viral. Not viral. It didn't get 1 million views, but it got a good amount of views, like 100-something thousand. And it's gone to the point where dude even is on Twitter constantly every single day, and he just talks trash about gamers, calling gamers losers because y'all like video games, anime, y'all don't achieve anything. Video games don't equal success. There's no successful person who plays video games. So I was like, okay. So what'd you guys think about that?
Man, I won't even get this dude no airtime. Like,
I'm gonna tell you a quote that he does too, though. It's funny, but go ahead. What'd you supposed to say?
No, I just like people like that. I just ignore him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just trying to fucking. They're just trying to use. He's literally using the gaming being so popular as they're trying to be like anti, gamer, be cool and shit.
What if I told you he calls you weak and says he'll knock you out because he does MMA?
Yeah, like when I was 18, I was kicking down doors in Iraq. Like, I don't know who he's gonna punch in the face.
So, shit. Well, hold on, wait. I'm back.
He sells get rich
fighting?
quick. Huh?
Who fighting?
Nobody.
Oh no, this is a dude. He just claims he can knock people out because he claims you're a loser if you like video games and anime. And that's Damian Prosalendis.
Bro, he's literally making money off of being an anti-gamer. Like he's just
nobody watches this shit. Dude, that's a sad part. His views are very, very low. Only that one video that went crazy. Pretty much, viral for his channel because he only has 2,000 subs. What's funny though, I noticed when I did the stream, he deleted the video. So I'm guessing
it's not that crazy dude.
Got to him.
Is it that crazy dude you did a video on that was freaking out about Spider-Man?
Oh,
that's not that dude.
That's
that dude was funny as hell.
He's talking about you talk about Michael.
Yeah.
You talk about Michael Does Life. No, Michael Does Life. Nah.
The crazy white dude. Yeah.
Michael Does Life is a special kind of entertainment.
He needs to get help, man. Like, I don't know.
It's a persona. That's a persona.
So I see you having in your topics PS5 versus Scarlet. Like, why say even a conversation? Like, what's gonna happen.
Well, okay. So I brought
you
that
mean
up
Supreme in
earlier.
power or Supreme in sales?
Nah,
sales don't matter.
Who outcome? Who basically
means everything, right?
Yeah, who would dominate everything. And I saw videos. I know you saw it from Mad. I saw numerous people talk about it. Who's gonna win? Not just like, listen. Is this really something we really need to talk about? It's common sense at the end of the day, right? We're talking about specifications or whatnot, but at the end of the specification talk, it always comes down to that one critical and crucial statement: the games.
Ryan, next gen
content.
Who's winning right now?
Right now?
Between PlayStation and Xbox, who's winning right now?
Sony got the games.
PS5 will be backwards compatible with PS4, right?
Yeah,
sure.
There go your answer. Who's gonna win? The
PlayStation
matter.
Customer satisfaction alone goes into next generation too. Who's more satisfied with their purchase this gen, and more than likely going to try out the other side. From this generation. So
man, I would get an Xbox literally just to play backwards compatibility games. Literally.
But they're not doing any more backwards compatibility. They stopped the backwards compatibility now and waiting for Scarlet. So they're not adding any more games to it.
Yep.
So I'm like, what's the point now? Because they kept pushing backwards
compatibility. And no more X enhancements to old games either until next gen. They're done with that too. They said everything. They're all done with everything. It's all about Scarlet. A year and a half into that X.
They gave up on the X. Like,
yo.
That was
when they lost that MPD, they didn't talk about it no more. Like
they gave
E3
up, bro.
2018 went the whole E3. They didn't mention the X once.
Exactly. The whole they did not mention the X at all.
Like
I thought that this was
not mention it.
Yeah, I was like, why wouldn't you use third party? You're the only show in town to say this is running on the X. This is running on the X. Nothing like that. Nothing.
No advertising for E3.
Not even a price drop on it. Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last year they did one. Remember, it was $450 for a time, and then later down the holiday they dropped it to $399.
Yeah, they just
it sold. It did.
Let's say they gave up, man. They just gave up.
I'm just shocked that neither console has got a price drop yet. They're like, how? Like, what the hell is going on with that? Like, that is that's sketchy to me.
Pro didn't the Pro get a price yet?
Not official.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
$400.
That's mostly holiday. Okay, never mind.
Maybe it'll get a permanent price drop this holiday. That makes the most sense.
We're getting close to December, and they're trying to 100 million. So yeah,
if that doesn't happen.
PSN.
I don't know about PS5 coming out next year. Like, that sounds sketchy.
Nah, they probably gonna do a PSX. Remember PSX this year?
Yeah, I think the PlayStation 4 Pro will be about $300 this year, because it's interesting is that every single one of their discounts of the last 2 years has really been on the PlayStation 4 Slim. The Spider-Man bundle was a Slim, it wasn't a Pro, and then the year before the $200
they had a Pro.
No,
right?
No, but the bundle was the Spider-Man bundle for the holiday was the Slim, not the Pro.
Not the special one, not the red one, the regular one.
Yeah,
no,
the Slim one. So like I guess you push the Pro this holiday.
Yeah, they had a black Slim with Spider-Man. That's what he's saying.
Black one with Spider-Man. Yeah,
I want to spoil everybody's. I want to rain on everybody parade who thinks Sony is all that good company. The PS4 Pro was a cash grab. That shit cost them $137 to manufacture, and they charged you $400 for it.
Oh,
they robbed y'all. If I didn't know,
where'd you get those specs? Those prices from?
They did it. AMD.
No Spencer.
No, AMD in 2016 when they did a financial reports, and they told you about how Sony ordered in bundles.
But you still got to think about the hard drive and the
no, they put the
Blu-ray
1 terabyte. They had the ones that was already in the Slim that came out the same year.
It should still cost money. Like,
still costs money to manufacture that.
I expect companies to make.
Nothing worthy of $400.
Bro, your Jordans ain't worth what they're made of.
Right. They're actually cheaper. Like, you get them cheaper. You live by the factory.
Watch the Pro be $250.
It was $200 for damn Jordans. You can get them probably for $100.
Now there's another rumor about the Xbox having like a small little cloud box.
Yeah, somebody tweeted me that it's going to be $100, $60, something like that.
Why would you cancel Lockhart for this dongle?
I mean? And then my response to everybody has been, well, what the hell was the Xbox Sad Edition? Wasn't that going to be the cloud box? So like,
there was no disc.
Like, oh yeah, no, this is it. I'm like, dude, we were saying the Sad Edition was going to be 100, 150, and those dopes put it at 250. They pulled out the disk drive, kept the same mechanism in there, and said $50 cheaper.
Yeah, y'all remember the Eternal Breakdown? It still had the eject button.
Yes,
remember that? It was like, whose bright idea was this console again? Sad Edition console, no disk drive, and you want $250 for this?
They should have did a redesign and made it flatter, like really flat, like
yes,
like the Super Slim.
They should have competed
like
against
a laptop flat. Yes.
Yeah. They should have redesigned it. Instead, they just pulled out the disk drive.
Like, remember the PS2 Slim? That shit was slim as hell.
It was curved too. It was nice.
Horrible. Like, I just can't believe that everybody gets excited for more and more hardware from them. I just don't understand it. I'm like, the hardware they got on shelves right now is being tried to sell like that. They're still trying to sell that Fallout 76 X bundle for $400 because nobody wants to buy that shit. Like, the thing is like, why do they keep releasing more and more hardware? Like, the hardware they got on shelves right now is not selling. I don't understand it.
I guess
I said it before. You remember when I got flack for this, Jess, when I said that, don't y'all think they're oversaturating the market? I think me and Fawn said this.
Yes.
They at my neck. They was like, yo, you just hate X. I'm like, no, really think about what I'm saying here. They're oversaturating the market. You have the Xbox One, right? Xbox One S, Xbox One Sad Edition. Then you got Scarlet and Lockhart. That's $5.
And the X, yeah, and then there's bundles for some of those. Like the X has a bundle with Fallout.
The
S has
like get on when it comes to controllers.
Controllers too, saturating the market. Like
but
you
they
have
made
the
money off
ability
controllers.
to. This is my whole thing with the controllers. Like you have the ability to make your own controller with your own colors. Why would you release different color controllers? If you were going to release a separate controller, then release one based on a friggin' game. Don't release like, oh, midnight blue. Why? Just put midnight blue color in the custom controllers that I can make. Why are you wasting shelf space with all different colors? Just
Because
put
they
the
don't have
colors.
nothing else to talk
build.
about.
I wish they would make more colorful consoles. Like remember the GameCube when it came out with like 5 different colors? That dope as hell.
Purple,
That shit was
gray,
so
one
dope.
that was clear, blue.
Yeah,
You know
red
what I
one,
want,
that shit was dope.
I thought Microsoft would take notes from Sony. I'm surprised Phil Spencer or the guys in the back have not thought about coming out with a translucent Xbox. That 500 mil PS4 that we got this year, I'm telling you, we need another one of those PS5.
Bro, what I would have did with the SAT edition was I would have made it really flat. I would have made it come in multiple colors, and I would have gave a year of Game Pass with that shit. But you still got to pay for live.
Roku box.
Yeah, but you still got to pay for live. Like
yes.
That makes
sense.
That shit. That's how you get them in there. You got the Game Pass for free, but you still got to pay for live, so you get that money back. And that shit's mad small, so you can manufacture it really cheap. Like, I don't understand what they were doing.
You know what's sad? It looks exactly like all the other models too. That confuses the consumer even more. It looks exactly like all the other ones.
The box art, it looks like it was either like a misprint, and it looks like it's a refurbished console. Like the big green banners on it, it looks like a refurb. That's what it looks like when you look at our store shelves. Like it's the worst box art. Like it's horrible. I don't know where they're marketing, and I don't know. They are so out of touch, and this is why it just grinds my gears. And I'm like, do this shit because they're so out of touch than what they were. The 360, they were on it. They knew, like they had the accessories, the control. They hit those accessories in a stride. This is just a mess.
Was on fire. Like I remember it was a laughing stock here, but when they first brought the Kinect, you believed them. You were sold on Kinect.
Yeah, they showed that. I beta tested that thing. It was crazy. Like they marketed the hell. They had the dance games in the stores. Like I said this on my show.
You're doing a performance.
You remember that? I said this on my show. Have you ever seen an Xbox One X demo in the public? An X playable at Best Buy, at GameStop, at Target, at Walmart. I see one at the Microsoft store way in the back. You got to pay some troll to get in the back to find to play it. Like that's the only demo I've ever seen. Like there's no way of saying this is the Xbox One X. This is what it looks like. There is no demos anywhere of this thing. It's been out a year and a half. Whose idea is that? Aaron Greenberg? You know, instead of running around frying pans and PUBG, you should have went to the stupid stores and made Xbox One X demo.
Yeah. Oh man, it's bad.
Jazz
man.
is hilarious, man.
It's bad. No, can you blame him? Can you blame him?
People are like, how you stay pissed about him? Like, I invested so much money in their goddamn ass, and I'm done with them, and I'm gonna let them burn all the bullshit they put me through.
This is ridiculous. Like I remember last year, we all thought we had Microsoft figured out like what they were going to do. We get the E3 this year. They didn't even show Gears of War 5 gameplay in terms of single player.
Don't even start.
E3 last year was kind of fire though. Even though it was a lot of multiplats, but yeah, it was. I like how they had the confidence in the studios. They was like proud of themselves.
It was the same E3 as this year. They showed the same shit. They showed a stupid ass indie rail. They showed one studio, so they showed studios. They showed a bunch of multiplats, and they showed a little bit of Halo. Like it was the same exact E3, and people loved last year, but they hated this year. So I'm confused with people.
Nah, because it was the way they did it. It was like more confident.
Last year was better paced.
And
the studios were something that was different. That I think the studio announcement saved last year's E3.
I don't know how that saved anything.
Well,
because Smooth went crazy for that.
Yeah, whatever they did with the studios, like that was. But the thing is that they started with Halo. That was the first time I saw Halo. Like it was like, oh shit, it looks good. But then they did the studios. It was better paced. This one was a disaster. This one was indie reels. Like the first half hour was decent with the Cyberpunk and all that other stuff. And then after that half hour hit, they showed it went horrible. Like they showed some like Bambis and cartoons and things, and then Phil tried, and then on top of that, he comes out and everybody's like, "Oh, the Cloud and Scarlet," and even those were horrible. The Cloud, he's like, "Oh, xCloud. Oh no, remote play, stream to your console with a hybrid method. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Hybrid method? Like,
It got worse. What made it worse for me is when he showed off another Elite controller.
Oh my god, yeah. Now with the screwdriver to make the analog.
But it's $200.
That's $200, and you just released a console, which is the sad edition, for $250.
Nah, but
you see what I'm saying? It seems like everything has to have a console connected. You know,
they didn't even discount the original Elite controller. They didn't even discount that one's still $150, and it doesn't have Bluetooth in it, which means you can't use it for. See, the whole reason why they had to get this remote, this controller out there is because it has Bluetooth in it. Therefore, you can use it for streaming, because you can't use the other one for streaming because it doesn't have Bluetooth in it. So you can't hook it up to an iPad. You can't hook that up to a phone. And Phil wants everybody playing on phones. I guess so. The Elite controller now has Bluetooth in it. The other one didn't. But it's still $150 versus $180. Like, they didn't even drop the price of the Elite. That Elite's been sitting on the shelf for years.
Yeah, the names for these consoles too are just a problem by itself too. Y'all remember how with the 360, Don Matrick had it simple? For example, we had the Xbox 360, right? The first one. Then we had the Elite.
Yes.
That's how you know which was different. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You look at the Xbox One, you have Xbox One S, X, sad. It's like, come on, man. They just stupid.
Yeah, the X, I think, was the problem with the X was a cool name. The problem is that if you look at the S and the X, you don't know which one's the more powerful one just by seeing it. Like, you gotta like read the box or whatever like that. Like, it doesn't. That's what you said. Like Elite, Pro. So like, then like, this is the basic and this is the high one. And when you look at S and X,
yes.
The X could be the base model, the S could be the superior model. You don't know. Yep. And that whole letter nomenclature. And I don't even know what the hell they're going to announce the Scarlet one. If they're going to still keep it Xbox One, if they're just going to call it Xbox. Dude, I have no clue what they're going to do
at this point. I remember I read reports where they said that Lockhart might be the X. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, my prediction of Lockhart was I thought Lockhart was going to be a discless X.
That's
so
what
I thought because that's the only reason why a Lockhart would exist, or you would just buy an X. Like, it would have to have something physically different besides the processor. It'll have to have maybe the disk drive removed. Yeah. And then when they're like, oh, Lockhart's no longer around. Oh, but here's a streaming box.
Yep.
This streaming
was like 500, like 550 or whatever. But yeah.
I just feel like we're grasping at straws here in the Xbox camp about just any kind of keyword that they say, streaming, power. Everybody's just gravitating to it because we're losing everything else. Yeah. Everything else that they have announced, UWP, crossplay, play anywhere, everything has fallen flat on its face. And now the next thing is streaming. Oh, maybe we could win that. Know what's going to happen? Microsoft's going to lose that. And unfortunately, guys, they're going to lose it to Google.
No.
And I'm not a Google fanboy of Stadia and like that, but guess what? Microsoft will find a way. They find a way to fail and cancel it. I've been through so many cancellations of products of them. The Band, the Kinect, the Zune, the Groove Music I subscribe to. I still have $100 pass to Groove Music that I can't use anymore. Thanks, shitheads.
Wow.
Oh, we'll use it for Spotify. You want to know why? Because I bought the Play and Work pack. Every friggin' year, I bought the Play and Work pack, which gave me Xbox Live, Windows Office 360. It gave me a year of Groove Music, and it gave me those like 4 things, like all the subscriptions in a package for $200.
You had the Zoom, bro.
I had Zoom Pass. Then it was Xbox Music. Then it was like I had it all, and they've killed.
He went back. He said,
I had Windows Phone. I had Windows Phone, and I heard that bullshit about, oh, we're making apps for you and all this other stuff. And I bought the Windows Phone. I was all in the ecosystem, and they canceled.
Oh no! He said,
everything they canceled. They dropped it all. No longer.
Okay, now I see why Jez is angry.
It's just enough. Enough is enough. I'm tired of the bull. I'm tired of them hyping up stuff and then killing it. Look at UWP. Remember how everybody was going, yo, this person could port over PC games in an instant. How many did we see? And now guess what happened? UWP is dead.
One.
Yeah, one. UWP is dead. That's it. Now they say, oh, you know what? Windows 32 apps could go into the store now.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? It's over now. They're done. What about the Windows 10 store? You know what? We're scrapping. We're gonna make our own Xbox app now.
And now people are latching on to streaming because they just want a goal because the goalpost has been moved to streaming. It's
exactly.
Like stop. It's like stop, guys. Stop. What y'all want? We're 10 years away from. Believe it or not, we're like 10 years away from that. We're not ready.
Probably more.
Stop. Exactly.
I honestly think, Jazz. I honestly think that when it comes to Microsoft versus Google and streaming, Microsoft's gonna beat them.
What?
I believe they will. This is one area. Yeah, Stadia versus XCloud.
Okay.
This time, I think Microsoft really will finally beat Google in something.
Before you get to that, shout out to
because one, their service is better. Two, they already in gaming. They already developed, even though they're building back up like Xbox. They already have games already that people know. Halo Infinite.
Nobody's
it's gonna
playing
last
Halo Infinite
for
streaming.
years to come.
Yeah.
Years, I don't know.
Because I'm gonna tell you, the person who plays on a phone doesn't know what a controller is.
Exactly. That's why I think
that's
all
not
of
the
them will fail. I don't think Google will win.
No,
Google not gonna
I
win.
would tell you
Even if
one
you
thing.
play
The reason
via
why
YouTube,
Google's
they're
gonna
not gonna
win
win
is because guess what? Microsoft doesn't have a phone. Google has Android.
Apple is gonna win.
Google has a phone.
Apple Arcade is gonna win.
The only thing I would say Microsoft might edge out, right? Might have an advantage was over Stadia is the pricing of their games. That's probably where Microsoft might do. They'll have a
Game
they have
Pass.
Game
They
Pass. They'll probably sell the
yeah.
game super cheap or just offer, Game Pass as whole through.
Right.
But
Google controls their Android.
That's
Google
another thing.
controls
That's
their
what I'm
market.
saying.
They could have Stadia pre-installed on every phone that you you control. Every phone that you buy, Stadia could be pre-installed already in your phone.
Yeah,
they're not going to have
a firmware update. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is,
Jazz, phone manufacturers run Android. Samsung runs Android.
yeah, but who curates that?
Google's the big operating system.
Who curates that Play Store? Who makes sure that I turn on that phone and I see?
Who
curates that Play Store?
Yeah, that's the only thing they own. But yeah, Android wise, they don't fully own Android anymore. You have people that's bought into Android that owns part of it. Samsung
I have an Android though. Spartan, here's the thing though about Android. Google is a big part of the user interface. It's a big integration.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
when everything you do, right, whether you search the internet or you go to YouTube, whatever, it's literally like you being on Google Chrome. So technically, it's already there. All it would take is a system update.
Oh yeah, definitely there. Trust me, I had an Android. And I went to iPhone because I like iOS, but I'm not one of them fanboys. Android's got better phones when it comes to build quality and things they can do with it. However, the only way I see Stadia winning is if they completely put the streaming aspect into every Android phone, not just YouTube. Every phone that runs Android. That's the only way they will win. Otherwise, the only person I could see winning in this is Apple. Because they already generate the most revenue, them and Tencent. And Apple, the App Store, makes billions of dollars. You see how Sony made $21 billion last year in revenue? Apple was almost at 30. And that's based off of their phones.
And
they tablets, it generate like 5 to 10. So that's them making like 40 billion in revenue for 1 year. Apple was going to win the streaming thing, whether you like it or not. Not Microsoft, not Google.
The problem with Apple's phones is the fact that they're all the same. They all look the same.
Well, yeah.
Probably interrupt Jazz like
no, that's fine. I'm just to say that the one advantage that Microsoft has in the streaming battle is the console native playing. Like you could stream the game and play it natively. They got to capitalize on that. And instead, Phil's kind of puts the consoles like, the console's not really the business and stuff. But meanwhile, the console is the leverage that you have versus Google. My thing with Google is that Google controls the mobile marketplace, just like Apple does. I'm saying, like, Microsoft doesn't have a store. It doesn't have a device to deliver streaming. Instead, they got to depend on Android. They got to depend on Google and be good buddies with them. And guess what? No, the only one being buddy is Microsoft. Everybody else is cutting throats. Look at Epic. Do we ever think that Epic would have a store that basically is in the news? Because guess what? They're willing to spend the money and get devs to come over to them. Google has that. Google has that. If Google wants to win, they'll say, you know what? We want Ninja Gaiden 3 or we want Half-Life 3. Let's go. And we'll pay for it. And they'll have it on Stadia. And that's the way you dominate. Microsoft is not in that. They're not ready to spend that kind of money. And that's the sad part about it. Google's cutthroat.
I forgot about that. You got Valve, right?
Yeah, because you forgot. Look at the amount of effort that went into marketing of the console in general, right? When Don Matrick was the head of Xbox, right? This fool, like, you couldn't escape an ad for Xbox, could you not?
No.
Everywhere you went, there was an ad.
He signed that NFL deal to get Surface all over the NFL.
Yes. And also, when games came out, they were treated like events in weird ways. When it came to Microsoft, you remember Gears of War when it first came out? Gears of War wasn't even established yet, but already had a collector's edition. Everything was already done, right? And then that came a meme, and then the second one came out, and that sold like fire and wildfire, and everybody started buying.
Yeah, you see, like that. That's what we need from Microsoft. That type of energy. That's what we need. That's it.
That effort has not gone. Now, in terms like custom consoles, right? There's only one, actually no, I can barely say any effort went into custom consoles. Because can you name one, Jess? Because I don't think any effort really went.
The recent one was that Fortnite one that they made, the purple one.
Okay,
Fortnite.
so purple one, maybe the Gears of War one, right? Maybe that one, that red one.
Gears
Remember
S.
the Black Panther one?
Gears S, right? Yes. But it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's on the level of the 360 one. But
And the Forza one.
Okay.
The Forza one and the Gears one were the ones that came out with the S that year. But that's about it. And you could tell ever since Gears 4 came out, that's when the shift happened. That's when Game Pass happened. That's when they talked about PC, and it was all about PC stuff, like in Sea of Thieves, and that was last year. Like the Gears 4 was the last kind of the old Xbox era of like, let's hype up a big game, Gears of War 4, and then after that, it's been a drought. It's been bad.
Can we
talk
about how sexy the console was, though?
Hold on, let me say what's up to some people in the chat. I'm like far up here. I didn't scroll down. What's up, Christopher? What's up, Robert? What's up, Manny Loco? What's going on, Sam? Who else did I miss? A few other comments. Anybody else I missed? What's up? I already said what's up, OBJ. What's up, Kuhn? Let me ask y'all an important question in the chat. Press 1 in the chat if you saw an Xbox One X ad this week. Press 2 if you have not.
Just say this year.
Oh, this year?
This week, you said?
This year.
This year. We're already
Yeah,
I haven't seen one this year.
You haven't seen one this year?
What's the type if you've seen
I
one?
said press a one, type 1 if you saw an Xbox One X ad this year, or hell, even this week.
I saw Devil
Press
May
2
Cry
if you haven't.
for the Slim. I saw that.
Yeah.
For 43, I saw that. But it's about the X.
That's sad, man.
I've seen the biggest lie that it plays
I
better on.
got one from Max. Okay, that's one guy saying one. Who else?
I saw it for Devil May Cry, so yeah.
You saw one? Okay.
Yeah, for Devil May Cry, that was it.
Welcome, Devil May Cry. Oh, that's you again.
Not even Crackdown 3 got any more.
This is where I'm talking about where it gets sad, guys. I know OBJ is shaking his head. This is where it gets sad. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I used to be legit like a hound when it came to shit like this. I would be the first one to be that, stepping on somebody's neck when it comes to this. But this is when you know there's nothing else that needs to be said. The Xbox One X was a cheap cash grab. And they got your money.
They put effort into it,
I don't want to say that. I don't want to put effort.
Oh no. The avid. No, you're right. The advertise. And this was. I said this again too. The way Microsoft released the X was as if it was a new console. They had the jackets. Yep. They had Aaron Greenberg and Pinello holding it up like they won the Super Bowl.
Had the Rock.
The tagline from the tagline with DMX. X gonna give it to you, or
X gonna give it to you. They had all celebrities coming out. I remember they had Odell Beckham Jr. playing Madden on the X. They had all. They marketed the X as if it was a next console, which is going to be very challenging to go. You're going to do this. That's why the Scarlet announcement has not hit, because they basically blew their load with the X announcement. And I said Sony did the Pro with tea time on an underground bunker somewhere. That's how they released the Pro. They had people around for tea and trumpets and go. And Mark Cerny put everybody to sleep. I remember the whole PS4 Pro thing. It was like a little meeting. Yeah, that was it. and they just
Tiny
slipped
little
it out.
media, nothing
shit
else.
was
They
trash,
didn't rely on nothing. They just relied on
No.
a few screenshots. They showed off the
Horizon.
close-ups.
And that's it. Like Teen Crumpets come in the backstage, and it was like an underground layer for the Pro, and they just slipped it out to the market. I remember people going,
That
nobody's
conference was
buying the
lame
Pro.
though.
It was a lame conference because everybody was so hyped for the Xbox One. But again, that's because Microsoft treated it like a next-gen console release.
Yes, and then they announced the next year, man. 2017. Oh, the jackets! It's a monster. I still got the picture of Albert Pinell coming out of a limo at the Microsoft store. I put a turkey in his hand because that's what he had. I swear they came out like celebrities. They had all these celebrities playing, and
All
everybody's like,
dressed in black. Y'all remember that? All dressed in black, just like
Yeah, with the green logo.
All extra.
Oh
black.
my
Y'all
God.
for real?
They had the people
They had
playing
Snoop
Halo
Dogg
3.
there.
I almost fell out of my
Ronda
chair.
Rousey before she got knocked
Yeah.
out.
Ronda Rousey, exactly.
Yeah.
You got to knock sense back into her or something like that. But like,
Oh man, yeah, everybody
They had
advertising.
some
They
it.
had
WWE
Yo,
people.
so you telling me that the Microsoft stench rubbed up on Ronda Rousey and got her knocked out?
Yeah.
Hey,
Damn.
I think they jinxed her, to be honest with you, because when she was like, "Oh, this is the #1 fighter in the world, Ronda Rousey, undefeatable," I'm like, okay,
and
guys.
she's
Oh,
like,
okay,
I
guys.
saw it coming.
and then what drove me crazy is that the X was being launched, and they had people. We got people live playing the X, and they're like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "Oh man, Halo 3 looks great." I'm like, everybody's playing old ass games on the brand new $500 console. This is our announcement. Like the guy playing Lucky Tales. Oh, Lucky Tales are 4K. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is a console launch. You got Lucky's Tales and people playing old ass Master Chief Collection with 4K update. This is what we're doing.
I think people were so caught up in the specs they forgot.
Oh,
they gotta
yeah.
translate into
The
real time
Hovis
performance.
method, where, you take you pass a fart or something like that, it cools the CPU down. What the hell, the Hovis bullshit? That bullshit going on. It's a monster. The cores, the CPU cores.
6/4.
Don't tell me Crash Bandicoot runs the same resolution on both the X and the Pro. Overspent my
That
ass.
was a laziness, man. That was laziness. It could've
Oh
been
yeah,
higher.
we gotta blame the devs. It's
Yeah,
their
blame
No,
fault.
that
It's
game
developers.
specifically.
I blame Microsoft for not leading. You want to release that bullshit power,
heard that.
then you lead it. You don't lead it with Sea of Thieves and Lucky's Tales and that horse shit.
Yes.
You lead it with your games. That's what Sony did with the Pro. They said, "Here's Horizon Zero Dawn. Eat my ass." You know,
That was
and you're
it.
like, "Holy shit."
Once that happened, that was it. The Pro, remember
Yeah,
the Pro
I gotta
was
get a
trashed
Pro.
by Digital Foundry. Everybody. Once Horizon Zero Dawn came out, silence.
There it was. Microsoft had Lucky's Tales and Sea of Thieves to trail the $500 X.
2017 was really good.
You know,
for
that is
PS4,
kind of sad, Chris. They do have that in common with Ronda Rousey. They were all talk and hype, and then got humbled completely.
They got humbled.
Completely. Now she
But
got
you-
hit so hard. Now, okay, I'll say she got humbled. Right, the first time she lost to Holly. Second time, she just got beaten to the point where she's like, "Yeah," she questioned her career, so she just left.
Holly
She
got
even
hooked
went
up.
to WWE, bro.
Then Holly went and got knocked out recently. Oh Lord!
Yesterday, yeah. Yo,
You saw it too? I'm like, Holly,
you saw the
what the hell
fight
was that?
yesterday?
I heard about it. She got
5-second knockout.
Oh, it's
bro.
on Twitter, man. You gotta look.
Nobody's
at
gonna touch Amanda Nunes. Like, it's a wrap.
You said nobody's going to touch him, man. News.
Amanda Nunes, that's the she's the one who's been knocked
Yeah, I know.
out.
You
She
said nobody.
beat-
You said nobody's
I
going
don't
to
want
touch
to
her.
fight her.
yeah, she's beat everybody who's held that belt. She's beat them.
And guess what? Everybody's training now to beat her, just like Ronda Rousey. So she'll get beaten eventually.
Well, I wouldn't even say that, especially with the new
Nah.
generation of stars coming
She's
in. I would say
legit, though.
she beat all the well-known, right? She beat all the well-known fighters. For example, she beat Ronda Rousey, obviously, who was the highlight. She beat Holly Holm. She beat Misha Tate. She beat fucking who else? Chris Cyborg. she beat quite a bit of people. But I'm saying,
Well,
like,
she beat
new
Holly, I
generation,
was
it's going
shocked.
to
I
catch
was
up
like,
with it because John Jones fight will tell you that John Jones fight that just happened yesterday. He almost lost that damn title. He goes, "Oh, I didn't play my game plan." Yeah, because you got your ass fucking chewed up. The leg kicks. He wasn't fucking around. He almost took him out with the leg kicks. So, what's up, platform? What's up, Dan? What's going on, bro?
What got Ronda Rousey was the EA curse. That's what happened. As
EA
soon as she
curse.
stopped
Marlon.
that EA,
Damn, Jazz.
Shit, Conor McGregor about to come back and fight Khabib.
Yeah, right.
Wait, he's still alive, man.
Yeah, McGregor's still alive. He's gonna fight Khabib.
Why? To get mauled again?
Yeah, why? He's gonna lose.
Eventually, he's going to play him. Not right now. The fight he's going against right now, I think. I forgot who for he's fighting somebody else before he fights.
I don't think McGregor need to do anything anymore. I think he just reached a status where he don't gotta fight much anymore.
The thing with McGregor, he's got a ego. Obviously, you already know he's got an ego problem. And
but he can fight though. He can
fight, but he can fight. But
yeah, if Khabib beats him again, he's over. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no rivalry after that. So. No rivalry.
When he beat him the first time, I put money on it, bro. I bet $1,000 that McGregor will lose. It was like, yeah, wow. Just because he lost the Floyd, don't mean he gonna lose it, and I won.
Yeah, I was like, I think Khabib's a wrestler, right? Going against a unorthodox boxer, more like a boxer. So that's what.
He's a kickboxer.
Nah, Khabib is a goddamn animal. That's what he is. Like, he's a fucking Wolverine. He's a honey badger.
Who got knockout power? That's what he's going against. So Khabib's a different level.
Goddamn buzzsaw. Like,
oh man.
I got a question for y'all.
What's up?
How many launch games do you think the next Xbox gonna have?
How many what?
Launch
one
launch
at least
games.
Halo.
Like, yeah, we know one that's been confirmed, which was kind of a buzzkill because it's like, again, people had the X, but it's like, oh, by the way, Halo Infinite will launch on Scarlet day one. It's like, wow. So you basically said fuck the Xbox One X and everybody who bought it.
That shit got on my nerves when
with the statement. You basically said screw everybody who bought the X immediately with that statement. So
the thing is like the problem I have with this whole launch of the next system, it's that if they're like Halo Infinite will be available on Steam, Windows 10, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, maybe on the cloud, and you're gonna line up and go buy it on an Anaconda, it just makes no there's no huge impact that you got to play it on the next gen console. So what is a launch title? I don't even know. What is a launch title to them? Because everybody could just sit in their nice house and just play Halo on that. And it's like, are we going to have a Digital Foundry breakdown going, look how amazing this game looks on the Scarlet versus an X?
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. And it's going to see how much of that impact is going to change. And, that's on Microsoft, though. I don't know.
Sony, too.
Oh, they're going to do that for Sony, too, because there will be cross games. I'm sure they will.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a really weird generation. I really think it's going to be hardware different. I want to see the hardware differentiation, not just the power, but I want to see what they're going to do. How we got the share button with the PlayStation, how we got kind of the split screen with the Xbox, which they took away.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, the snap, which Mike Ybarra, I'm still waiting for it. He told me they just took it away for a little bit. Still waiting for it.
Oh yeah, he told you that on Twitter. I remember.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh no, but no, we're just taking it away, just for a little time. We'll bring it back better than ever." Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming back. It's coming back.
That's crazy. Every bragging right they hyped up, they took away.
Oh, they took it away. Even the overlays, the whole overlays of achievements. They were supposed to have that, the whole achievements bar, but basically they said they were going to do an overlay. They've done, and again, they haven't really evolved the Xbox One UI in a while now. They've done a lot, and then they just basically stopped a year and a half ago. They just we're done.
Microsoft started doing
that menu, especially with the new one. It just felt so confusing. Everything is everywhere,
Yeah.
Look at Windows 8. They had to delete Windows 8 and 9 because the shit was so terrible. They're not good with UIs.
No, it's really bad. They still got the Mixer tab. They still got Mixer there, which I say get rid of the Mixer tab, just make it an app on the home screen. They got the community tab, which is god awful because all it is just big screenshots and text, and it's horrible. I don't understand. For a company that's really focused on bringing community together, they don't have all the community stuff. The one thing I always thought was very crazy turning on a PlayStation 2 years ago was how you see who's playing what. Who's in what game, who's in what party, right from your screen. What's going on? It's not buried into your friends list or buried somewhere. It's right there. You can see who's playing what, who's streaming, who's doing what. With Microsoft, it's just a bunch of boxes.
Yeah, but Jazz, the operating system is software, I would have thought Microsoft being
Yeah.
Microsoft and the last 4 letters of their name means software. I would have thought they would have aced that already.
Yeah.
I thought so
The
too.
I
software
never thought
is
I would see the
terrible. Who
day.
told you that? Like,
I told like that Xbox app on the PC is pretty lit. Like that
Bro.
one's really good.
Windows itself is terrible. Like,
Oh, Windows bad.
it just happens to be the
Yo,
only
Windows,
choice you have.
Windows
Like,
10 get on my nerves.
Windows
man.
is the only thing we have on
Windows.
PC. There's no choice unless you want to get a Mac.
They got 2 different versions of Internet Explorer, 3 now with Chromium.
Or I guess
you know,
Linux, but
you either
no
go to
matter
control
what,
panel or you
It's a
go
new
to
update that
settings.
just launched today or yesterday, late yesterday. So that's on that shit. So
Now they got the Microsoft Store, but then they also got the Xbox app where you can put games. Like everything is just shit thrown at the wall, and that's all they've been doing for the last couple of years. Has just been throwing shit at the wall, calling it options, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, and they're not putting any real effort into making this something that is attractive to the consumer. That's my biggest problem. It's like just by throwing shit out there, like just by throwing the sad edition out there, it's an option. But you gotta understand, like you gotta promote this stuff. You gotta tell people why they should get it, because guess what? You could make 20 options, you'll just have no direction.
Yep.
And if Sony come and look what happened with the this is my whole thing is like 2013. This is through 2013 remastered. 2013, Microsoft had so much stuff going on. Well, you could talk to your TV, you could use your hand, you could swipe, you could open it up. Oh, but you could use a controller. You could also tell it to record that and do this and do that. And then it's like, oh, and you could do 24-hour check-ins, but you could trade it into some stores. And now we're remastered. Oh, you could buy the game on Steam. You could buy it on Xbox. You could stream it. You could buy it in the subscription model, or you could just buy it in the store. But if you get it in the store, you might not get the Ultimate Edition. Like, there's so many different things. And what does Sony do? This is how you share games. And handed the thing off there.
Like, thank you.
Thank you. So again, we're at that cusp again of this whole Microsoft has so many options. I don't want any of them. And Sony's going to come out and go, here's a PlayStation 5 game. Drop the mic, walk out. And then people are going to turn to Microsoft and go, well, what's Halo? Halo is it's a streaming game. It's Windows 10. It's everywhere, you know. And people will be like, well, and Microsoft's going to get caught in the same thing. Too much stuff confuses the consumer, and Sony's just going to come out with a simple message. And just to wrap up my point, just like when we came off at E3, oh, well, the hybrid cloud and cloud this and cloud that. And meanwhile, Microsoft says all that stuff at E3, and then Sony just comes out with an article going, we're making games for the hardcore. Boom, wrap it up. And Microsoft's stumbling now because Sony's going to do exactly what they did last gen. We're doing what they're not doing. And that's how Sony's going to beat them again.
That sounds
Same
familiar.
thing. You got to learn from your mistakes. You got to learn.
They don't learn.
They don't learn it. That's what bothers me the most.
But then again, they're making so much money. Like, they're making more money. So why would maybe they're learning the wrong thing?
That's it. They're making money. But the thing is when I hear people saying that Xbox is going to win or Scarlet's going to dominate, what is winning for Xbox? Is it Phil Spencer getting a bonus? Is that we win when Phil Spencer gets paid? Like, is that winning?
No, just bragging rights and money.
So Phil Spencer gets a bonus. We brag that, haha, Sony, Phil Spencer got money because we don't have any games. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's not for me. That's why I come on here and say this shit, because that's not winning for me. Me playing a game is winning for me. Not Phil Spencer making money. Not Phil Spencer throwing options out. Me playing an amazing game that I have to hit screenshots and want to record it and want to share it, going, this is an amazing game. You should play this too. I want to have that feeling for an Xbox game. I haven't in a long time.
And Xbox would have told you just now, what about Sea of Thieves? They would have came at you for that. Saying,
oh, yeah.
What games do you play and everything? You don't play games. You're not a real Xbox gamer and all that.
Yeah, I know. All that shit. Well, I can tell you right now, as a real Gears of War player, I am worried as shit. And people are already going, oh, Gears, Gears 5. He said it last year. 4 to 5 performance captures that they have, and we saw one of them. That Kate's thing was one performance capture. He says there's 4 to 5 more of them in the game. And we saw one of them. So tell me, I was told, I was told, oh, well, Gears 4 had no performance captures. I'm like, oh, so we're moving in baby steps now. So by Gears 8, I should have a full campaign?
Yeah.
Like, is that how we're working?
It sounds like it's going to be a 6-hour game to me.
I think, man. I think it's going to be a
small.
Why would you save it to September?
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense. If the game is long and hefty, kind of like The Last of Us. Remember how we got like several playthroughs for The Last of Us?
Yeah.
The first one? It was a long game. It's a pretty good sized game, you know, story-wise.
You see a lot of cinematics, but it's actually a very long game.
It was a pretty long sized game.
Think about
Look at Uncharted 4's demo. They show the whole like car scene. With the whole like it wasn't like, oh, we're ruining the story. No.
Yeah, they did that for Uncharted 2 as well. You're going to get the militia. Yeah, they did that.
See, bro, Days Gone had an hour fucking demo. Like,
hell, if you only want to talk about Sony, look what Microsoft did with Halo 5. They showed the whole lock mission. Did they ruin the story?
Yeah.
Nope.
No. So why are we not seeing gameplay of somebody using Kate and showing the new mechanisms, the new animations, the new nothing new
elements? That's if there is any, you know.
Yeah, are there thrust elements in there? Is there a little bit of survival, like Tomb Raider? Like, these are the things that you have to talk about for your hardcore game. You address the hardcore topics and you let people get hyped for the game.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's Gears. It's going to look like Gears, so therefore, you know, you just let it happen. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Especially in this current day with developers, when they like to half-ass and just take content out and sell it.
But what does that mean? Because, like I said to DRM yesterday, Uncharted is Uncharted, but they still showed you 2 full missions in Uncharted 4. So what's the excuse for that?
Hell, even Hideo Kojima showed the gameplay for Death Stranding.
In Gears 4, they showed you that. They
showed the whole mission with JD and his father.
Yeah, they showed him going in. They saw the storm was in the distance. They got into the church, you know, and they fought that thing in the courtyard, and that's where they cut it. They showed a lot of the gameplay, and that's how they introduced Gears 4. Why is Gears 5 so secretive in campaign, especially if this is the biggest and most ambitious campaign yet? Don't you want to show that ambition? Not, oh, we'll tell you when it launches. Like, oh,
no, man, Gears 2 is still the best Gears game.
Controlling Kate. Maybe Kate has different abilities than JD did. Maybe Kate does special things. Maybe she has a hook shot. You know, maybe she could dual wield. You know, am I talking out my ass? Like, these are the kind of things. Remember the hype when Halo 2 showed dual wielding and hijack?
Bruh, that shit was silly.
That shit was lit, man.
That's how you sell a game. You show people who've been playing 5,000 hours of the game why this one looks better. You don't show Gears 5 and go, well, here's a mini map, and here you could play as Jack for the new people for Gears. They have as a bullet point, you can play as a robot. You can play as a robot for new people.
Yeah, because it's hard, so I want to play as a robot.
Who wants to open the doors? What, hold X button while I open the door and everybody else?
I thought Microsoft players were like the hardcore dudes who like mess and shit.
Jemiah, that was all bullshit. All of them 360 players was like peace.
I've been sarcastic.
Popcorn and cotton candy right now. Like they are going to the casual market so much. Like you saw his quote. It was like Gears 5. This thing's pissing me off so much where he's like, well, you know, $60 for Gears, you know, that was always the barrier. Now it's going to be an icon on people's screens, and there'll be so many more people playing Gears. You know, we got to have modes for the casuals, and like we got to appeal to brand new people that are coming on because it's in Game Pass. It rethinks how we have to develop the game, and I don't want to hear that because Game Pass does not equal casual. Like the people I know subscribe to Game Pass are the hardcore people that buy double and triple.
You
know? Shit. And this is my biggest fear with Game Pass. When they committed their first party to Game Pass, I was like, please don't hurt the games that you have. And
yeah, when I saw when he put $60 being a barrier, I was like, how is that a barrier? It's the price of games. Like, what do you mean a barrier? Like, what does that mean?
I covered that on the podcast. You know, devs coming out saying they're not getting paid enough for Game
exactly.
Pass.
That's another.
According to Phil, getting paid is a barrier.
Yeah. What kind of games are going to get in Game Pass? You know.
Yeah, that's why. That's pretty much explains why it's stuck in the 200, you know, library range, pretty much, you know, ish range.
Yo, if y'all was Ryan, all of y'all on the panel, would y'all like to be a Microsoft employee? Like,
Xbox.
No,
Matter of fact,
'cause
let me clarify.
I don't think
Xbox.
your voice as an employee would matter. You have to it's still overseen by
I
the
think
head.
they're doing exactly what they want to do. That's what people don't understand. They're doing exactly what they want to do. Like whatever they're doing now is exactly what they want to do. They want to make everything subscription based. They want to put out AA games, and they're telling you just to enjoy it. Like let it go. Like they're no longer competing. They're gonna put their games anywhere possible, and that's it.
That's it. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that my problem is that they should have had a tier of like Game Pass should not compete with their game. Like they should have like their Halo and Gears in its own kind of section and Game Pass in its own section. But when you throw Gears and Halo into the cesspool of Game Pass of mediocrity, now you're going to bring those games down.
Yeah.
Want to see, and that's exactly where they're going with it.
Or at least give it. I would say at least give it a 6 to a year window. Like so, like for the first year, or it won't be on Game Pass, and the next year it'll go on Game Pass. So if you want to wait that long,
no, because then people will buy it. People won't buy it.
No, people will buy it. The people who actually want to play will buy it. Then the people who don't want to buy it, they'll wait until a year. I mean, that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, at least, I don't know. For the people that complain about that, shouldn't say shit because there was the same ones who weren't buying the game. So anybody who complained about Game Pass now and Xbox games going everywhere is their fault.
I think the biggest problem this generation is that I think their games did not sell.
Yeah, that's evident. That's pretty evident.
Yeah, I think their games did not sell. Like they for the money that they were making, and then Phil Spencer, I heard you guys talking about earlier, was saying like where he said that the single player games don't have the impact, and right when Zelda and Horizon were coming out. I do think that their games did not sell because you could look at it and say like Halo, that timed exclusive of Tomb Raider, they had Gears Ultimate that year. That was their biggest year. And I don't think they saw the money of the sales of Halo 5 to warrant to be like, yo, maybe we shouldn't invest in this because guess what? Next year was Gears 4. And guess what happened? Gears 4 was on PC and Xbox because they needed a bigger market because guess what? The console was not selling enough of the copies to justify the cost of the software. So, but Gears 4 on PC and Xbox, guess what? Nobody wanted the Windows 10 store. So Gears 4 had issues on PC that they had to merge the game player pools only about 4 or 5 months later. Now we're up to Gears 5. What are they doing? Guess what? It's Gears 5 on Xbox, on Windows 10, and Steam. That's
now they're really trying to make it look really sexy for PC players. They're like, we're gonna put it on Steam for you. We're gonna build it from the ground up. You're a first class citizen. We'll give you a blowjob. Buy the game. Like they're doing everything.
Oh, by the way, did we mention that we're part of our Razer? So all your shit's gonna work. It's like, yo, stop. It's like stop. It's pathetic right now. It's getting pathetic. See, Dan, he said the only thing you need to own right now is a PS4, a Switch, and a PC. You know what's funny about that? If we were to look back at last generation, everybody was just clowning Nintendo last gen with the Wii U. Look how far Nintendo's come from just feedback and learning.
Yeah, exactly.
How did a company that was leading the generation last gen, which was Microsoft, take so many steps backwards?
Because they never learned. Like,
I don't get it.
Their chance to learn. Like if they came out with the X and saying X $400, let's do this. I think the price really would have showed that they're willing to compete with the Pro and get in there. And I think that could have been a kickoff point for them to reboot this generation. But for Phil Spencer, who stumbled saying $500 with the I couldn't believe it. He stumbled when they announced the price of that of the original Xbox One. $500, they just stumbled. I'm like, no way is that guy going to put out there, especially now that he owns Xbox. Like, Matrix shoved his ass out there and say, go tell everybody it's $500. This year, if Phil owns Xbox, he's like, I'm going to come out there. I'm going to say, this shit's $400. I'm going to drop a Sony $400, $399. That guy goes out there and says $500 US again. And I'm like, check out. I'm like, you guys did not learn at all. I'm like, Sony came out a $600 console. They said, bullshit, take the camera out of the box, $400, we're winning this generation.
Right. Even if we have to take a loss, fuck it, $400. Let's get that price down.
Switch said the Wii U had our games were so spread out, our first party games. Nobody, guess what? We want to launch with Zelda. And Mario's coming in the holiday. Go. It's like, what? We've seen a Zelda and a Mario game in the same year for Nintendo. Meanwhile, they're putting shit out with crazy with the Wii U.
Oh yeah, right. Damn.
And Nintendo learned. And Nintendo said, boom. And guess what? Now because Nintendo, and tell me sales don't matter. Again, people say sales don't matter. Sales matter. Look how many third-party games, say what you want about them. The third-party support for the Switch has been the highest I think Nintendo has ever gotten since probably the GameCube.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Because the console.
No, it's higher than GameCube.
And these knuckleheads are actually buying the games too, which is crazy, which is crazier.
Even though they're full price, it's a moment, but yeah.
Exactly. I know.
Crazy.
But nobody would even think about putting The Witcher on a Switch if that thing is not selling like hotcakes.
It look like shit though.
That's why sales matter. That's why when Phil Dopey S. Spencer says console sales don't matter, it does matter because it's going to matter to the devs. Developers are smart. Developers do not want to do multi-platform. Does it run on 10,000 PCs and Xbox? Developers want focused development, and they're going to go where the biggest mind share is. And Phil Spencer saying console sales don't matter hurts the developer mind share to make games for your console.
Yep. Good point.
But sales determine consumer interest. So
yeah,
if sales don't matter, why are you still making consoles?
Why are you even
exactly? That would be my follow-up question to when Dopey said that. When Dopey said that, I would have said, then why come out with a console? And then he'll be like, well, we want to have an option for those on the TV.
No, you want a box where people can play for Xbox Live.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
That's the only reason why
That's the only reason we have a console right now. That's the only reason. Because they know
people want to listen to this
on PC is free.
Track all this is bullying or attacking Xbox, and that's another problem too with the.
How is it bullying Xbox when they literally told you themselves after E3? They told you.
How can you bully
like literally, like you know that rumor about Xbox games going to PlayStation, right? They said the only way that will happen is if Xbox Live goes on to PlayStation. That's the only reason they're in the console space for Xbox Live. If they didn't have Xbox Live,
exactly.
they'd be gone.
Xbox Live is
Microsoft don't stick around.
They
don't stick around.
It's just subscribe it. But you see their escape method. Their escape method now is to throw Xbox Live into a big subscription, sort of like how the cable companies throw in your telephone into you're really paying for the cable TV and your internet. You give a shit about your landline phone, but they throw that in there. And that's what Microsoft's doing right now with Xbox Live. They're like, $5 a month, just slip it under the table. You're really paying for Game Pass on PC and Game Pass on Xbox. Oh, and Xbox Live just happens to be in there. They're not taking away it. They're just trying negligible. They're trying to make it a negligible cost that you're just going to automatically just be paying for Xbox Live. That's their exit strategy. Once they got people on that Xbox Ultimate, they can be like, hey, we don't need that console anymore because even the PC dudes are paying for it too, and they don't even know they're paying for Xbox Live because it's been subsidized so much. That's their method of doing this stuff. But the console, you're right. The console of Xbox Live subscriptions is the moneymaker. That's the subsidize. That money that they're getting from that that's the reason why they could give everybody else it for free. Because the console guys are paying for it.
Yeah, good point.
That's the real bullying. If you think about it.
Everybody in the chat, hit that like button.
Hit
that like button.
A little old us can't bully $1 trillion company, okay? If they're supposed to be selling a consumer product to a consumer, and if we're not happy consumers, then we're not putting our money into it. That's not bullying.
Yeah, when did we start caring about these corporations' feelings? When did that start?
I know. It's because the corporation put characters in front of it. They gave us Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, a.k.a. Garen Greenberg, and Phil Spencer. Can't yell at the Disney castle, but hey, guess what? If Mickey Mouse comes out of it, here comes Phil. That's what they do. They said,
Mickey Mouse knocking him completely the
Let's go. Here comes Goofy. Here it comes, Jabari. It's Goofy.
No shit.
Damn, Jazz, you deserve your own TV show.
Yo, they pissed me off so much. I'm just like, I see red.
Because that's what I really need to hear. Somebody like you who could basically just see past all the teraflops, 4K, the resolutions. That don't phase me, even with Sony, with the PS5.
Exactly.
It don't phase me because no matter what resolution it plays in, I'm still going to be able to play the game itself. So that's not a selling point for me. For me, I got the Pro because I thought they would do like a bit more horsepower where they could do 1080p 60, but then that didn't happen. So why am I just sell it?
Yeah, but see,
I mean, that makes no sense because that's an investment.
Like Sony, because they abandoned me with the PSP, and I was like, "Screw you, Sony! You don't support your hardware. Screw you!" And then they did the PS3, and the PS3 had the same freaking interface as the PSP, and no party chat, nothing like this. And I was like, Sony doesn't support their software. And then meanwhile, Microsoft was evolving the 360 and doing all that shit. And that's why I didn't support Sony, because I'm like, they don't support their products. They just abandoned their PSP. I got a PSP that I was just using as a hacking tool, you know, as just getting games from it. And then the PS3, but then what happened is they came out with Uncharted 2 and God of War. And I'm like, and then Microsoft had Connectimals. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then I was like, and then they came out with Last of Us. And I played something. I was like, oh shit. And then what happened? I was like, oh, Sony does have some games. Then I went back to Xbox, going, yo, we're done with this Connect stuff. Let's do this again. And they had Rise. They had some big games. They had the Titanfall deal. I'm like, okay, well, good. I'm back to Xbox and stuff. And then after 2016, 2017, Phil Spencer starts talking crazy, and Sony comes out with all these games, and I go play Uncharted 4, and I look back and I go, Microsoft, where are your games? And then Sony
just keeps 2015
coming, and they just keep coming out with games and games, and I'm like, these things are crazy. The polish on these games, it's insane. Like, you know, these games have a story. They have a investment to it, and I just don't see it on Microsoft's end. And they give you Sea of Thieves and State of Decay and give us all excuses. Like, why is it so hard just to make a simple game? Like, I'm telling the guys on Twitter when they're like, well, 3 to 4 cutscenes. Why are you so worried? And it's like, why do we have to make excuses? Why can't I be like, I am so hyped for Gears because Microsoft showed me stuff to make me hyped for Gears, instead of making excuses and hope and sitting around a campfire going, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Well, how much faith do you have into them? I just don't get it. It's all empty faith.
Yeah.
They have not earned my respect at all. I just did a last show. I was like, why does Xbox get no gamer respect? Because they
have no games.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
I got a question for you, dude.
There you go. It's not a question. I knew the answer. I'm just like, fucking just throwing it out there. I know.
Yeah. Like I was telling the Coon in BitCloud's chat.
Shit, what's up?
Yeah, what's good?
What's up, mate?
But yeah, I used to be a hardcore Xbox dude.
I thought that was Dan. I thought it was Dan.
I don't know who that is, but what up, though?
Straight through. No lie. I had the Xbox 360, loved it, worked 2 jobs to buy it, and had like $3,000 worth of the games and plus the hardware. And I traded the shit in, go through.
You wilded.
No, I love the 360. Don't get me wrong. It was a great era. 360 was. But then, I traded it in, went full hard support on the Xbox One because I liked the 360. Played the Xbox One for maybe, I'd say 2 years, and I noticed there was like no games, nothing coming out that had interest, like the 360 had that kept me playing. So I jumped ship from Xbox One, went straight to PlayStation 4. Have not fucking turned back. Loved it, and got the Switch. I am fully comfortable gaming fiend right now.
Yep.
There's just no games right now for the Xbox One. There's no reason to have one. I mean, because now everything's on Game Pass. The PC now has full access to the Game Pass, or of the 100 games that's on Game Pass, and the future of the games like Gears of War 5, I already said, is going to be on Game Pass and plus Steam. What
about your friends though?
Fuck my friends.
I respect that.
I mean, if they want to play with me, they know how to get at me. They either jump on the PS4.
Yeah, your boy's a savage. Damn.
Well, are you sure Coon's trolling or not? I'm pretty sure Coon's probably trolling you.
I don't know. He's already like he's sitting there telling me in chat like they're only reason
I know Coon for a minute. Coon likes to troll.
I was like, he's always said the only reason to own the Xbox is because
not sure
I play at 4K games. I'm like, that's the only reason you have the Xbox One.
Don't let Coon get you, bro.
4K is a powerful drug.
It must be. I mean,
oh God.
He must have got it straight from Phil Seaman's
I'm
Spencer.
gonna extend this by another few more minutes, and then I'm gonna shut this one down. But everybody hit that like button, man.
I'm still stuck on the fuck my friends part. That shit was damn funny.
Well, the thing is about your friends, the thing that really did keep me with the console was like my friends list and the fact that I could talk to them on my cell phone and on my PC.
Yes.
I'm still in touch with my Xbox Live friends.
Same
Easy.
here.
I can
What I
jump on
find funny though is people say about friends and friends, but then Crackdown 3 launched and you didn't have like a group chat, group play, or whatever that shit was.
Crackdown 3 was the
That
most
shit was
disappointing
hilarious.
shit
What's with
ever.
games launching with auto aim?
Yo,
That
that's the
was
thing that
really bad.
everything on the
Shit. Then you got the fucking Lego buildings, tumbling down.
Shit! God! The hell was that?
Look at that soundboard going crazy.
Oh, he playing.
That was my shit one. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger's words of shit.
What was that? Well, this dude just get swatted. They're on to us. No.
He says Xbox sells fucking features and games while PlayStation sells only hypes and dreams. Come on, bet.
Yeah, don't do it, bro. The
early
PlayStation
what you say? And there was some smoke and mirrors, man. It was like Wizard of Oz.
Exactly. Xbox is selling smoke and mirrors.
Now the smoke and mirrors has walked the other side now because I early PlayStation 4, it was a bunch of indies and it was like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. Now Phil Spencer's the Wizard of Oz. Everybody knows it. He's lying to everybody. He's just out and about now because it went 180 right now.
Oh God.
Yes, even Billy gets it. Red Faction Guerrilla had better destruction than Crackdown 3.
I don't know how we talk about a game that's already
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad y'all mentioned that because Digital Foundry did a video on it, and I made fun of that specifically.
Oh, I did.
And you know how much butthurt comments I have. They talking about, oh, this game is not even built with it in mind. You don't know how cloud destruction works. So I asked them to tell me how it works, and they couldn't even tell me.
You know
how does it work?
It would be incredible for Gears 5. Wouldn't it be amazing to have Gears 5 to have destruction like they showed and destructible cover and stuff like that? Wouldn't that be
Cyberpunk?
You know?
Like Cyberpunk had?
Hey, remember.
Cyberpunk? Well, yeah, like Cyberpunk, but I'm saying, like, you have this technology. Like, why wouldn't you make Gears of War have it and have, hey, destructible cover in Gears 5? Like, those are the kind of things that appeals to a gamer that plays Gears 5. That's, like, why would you not offer something like that? Instead, I get to play as Jackbot.
Hey, Coon, I gotta give you props, bro. You legit got people believing you, dog. He's trolling.
He's trolling for real.
Hey, remember, PUBG is supposed to save Xbox as well.
Oh my god!
Wait,
that
what's
was
that?
the biggest.
Exactly. What was that?
Yeah, I feel like this portion of the stream could be probably saved for like the end. It's literally a recap of what happened every.
Hey, PUBG's going to save Xbox. We're going to make it exclusive, which it wasn't, and
it was on PC first.
It was on PC first.
Yeah.
What happened to the preview program too? I haven't heard of any new games in the preview program.
Yeah.
Oh, they scrapped that.
Yeah, so there was like barely anything.
They also scrapped Xbox as a dev kit. Remember that? Yeah. They actually. You want to talk about somebody that does their research? I went to go find. Remember, they have in the back alleyway of the Xbox dashboard. They have a store that charges games for $1 or $2. They're indie games that were made with that program. Xbox as a dev kit. The last game that came out was in December 2016.
Damn.
You can find it on their website.
You know why I think it's scrapped? Because Game Pass replaced it.
Probably.
I think because look at the games they said they putting into Game Pass. They're broken. Some of them broken. Some of them are not finished. And they think that if you pay a subscription, it can evolve over time. Like Sea of Thieves was in the preview program, but it was also in Game Pass. You see how Sea of Thieves matured over 1 year?
I ain't gonna lie.
Game Pass is the preview program.
Right, basically. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, Sea of Thieves is trash, like straight out the gate. But since they, they got up the anniversary pack, it's not bad. I played it a couple times. It's much better than it was now.
I only did it once.
I say before, like first launch, there was no content on that
Yeah.
game at all.
I
It was
would.
fucking. I called it fucking snooze. The snooze of.
I can't get over the fact that you can't do custom character creation in Sea of Thieves. Like, you get to hit the fucking like that shuffle button until you
Yeah.
find something. What is that?
Yeah, the creation it's still garbage.
Bro,
If you look at somebody that's just out of touch with stuff, Rare was known for making iconic IP and characters and story with Banjo, with Conker. Why would you make them make a game that has no narrative direction, no unique characters, some random character generator, and no mission structure?
Because it's a games as a service game.
Yeah, that's what Xbox is focused on. Is games as a service.
Strength of its studios.
That's and plus,
I thought they had freedom though. They had creative freedom, right?
Nah,
they did.
They do. Some
Rare had creative freedom to make that game.
Yeah.
But you also got to think most of the people who originally worked for Rare, like that did Donkey Kong Country, Clay Fighters, they're all gone. They left the company.
They all left.
This is like a whole brand new Rare company.
Yeah, bro. But it's like with the like a sports team. Just because new players come and go doesn't mean the foundation of the structure of this team leaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like football players leave, they don't know how to play football.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
Yeah,
like,
heck, what was it? The Killer Instincts when it was on Xbox One. I think Rare did. I think Rare did it twice. They did season 1,
2 and 3, and that's it. They're done.
I mean, on the Xbox One, they did season 1 and season 2. Then after that, someone else took over season 3.
Double Helix took over.
Another company took over season 3 of Killer Instinct on Xbox One.
Yeah, and then they just what happened to they were adding characters to it. They just dropped it again. No Killer Instinct 2 announcement at E3. No new season to it. Like
because they don't focus really on sequels unless it's Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my song that gets moved? Halo, Gears, and Forza.
No
Gears and Forza.
That's some low key heat though. Like a lot of shit that says no.
God.
Hey, I like Kid Smooth because he makes me laugh. I ain't gonna
I don't know.
Smooth cool, man.
Let's go ahead and wrap this one up.
Let's wrap that one up.
Let's wrap this one up because I already know he's by the way. He about to start singing.
I'm sick of talking about Xbox. Like,
No, play the song. Play the song.
Borderlands 3.
Nah,
Fuck
okay.
Borderlands 3 and fuck Randy Pitchford.
yeah.
Wait. I got one last question. What y'all think will win Game of the Year this year?
Me? Resident Evil 2 remake.
All right. The rest of y'all? Oh, this for the chat too.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen everything come out yet, so we have to wait.
I'll say Death Stranding for Jeff Keighley.
But yeah, see, I think Death Stranding is going to give it a run for his money. Resident Evil 2 remake, but Resident Evil 2 remake, if you haven't played it, fucking play it. It's
I'm not going to assume anything, but right now Resident Evil 2 is like definitely front runner.
Gears 5. Here comes Gears 5.
Death Stranding is going to win Game of the Year on Jeff Keighley's Game Awards. Guaranteed.
Yep.
Jeff's gonna be.
He is a fanboy for Hideo Kojima. I remember he advertised Hideo Kojima to show up, and every time Hideo Kojima gives him the code show, he goes, "Oh man, it was such a good show, man. We're such good friends."
Jeff Keighley is gonna make a trophy for him. It's gonna be at the Game Awards.
That's what I've said a long time ago. And Terry, you know what I'm talking about there, BitCloud. She sat there arguing for like hours. Oh, Hideo Kojima ain't gonna win Death Stranding Game of the Year. I said, watch. I said, watch.
Too well.
I was like, watch this. I said, I'm telling you.
Arguing? Wait, I'm confused. Who was arguing for an hour? You said
it was Cool Cat Terry and I were arguing about it.
Hey, y'all need to leave Terry alone. Terry be fine for.
Oh, she's my girl. She's like my best friend. But I mean, she sat there arguing for hours. So they Death Stranding will not win Game of the Year. I said, you watch. I said he's like in bed with. Jeff Keighley
at the Game Awards.
I said exactly. I said Jeff Keighley will build like a pedestal for him.
Oh my God. Jeff Keighley will present the award to him as dressed as Baby New Year.
Exactly. Touch his ass and everything. Give him cup his balls. Here you go.
I'm about to be out though. Y'all going way left with this conversation.
I gotta
go.
Whoa.
Let me go.
They're gonna be talking about bath water. They'll probably be doing a bath together on stage.
Exactly.
Bath water after.
Oh God.
All right, back to go sing Rubber Ducky.
Shout out.
Yo.
Shout out to everybody who came through. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, man. It was a nice little stream for y'all for the Sunday.
I
I usually don't upload on Sundays or the weekends really, but figure I'd do a little stream for y'all, cover some stuff that we didn't get a chance to talk about in detail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream. It went a little longer, but it's fine. It's all good. Big shout out to Jez, my brother Jez, for coming through.
Thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for
anytime, my brother. Anytime. You need to come on the RGT, man. Join our Discord. Definitely. Let's show the RGT.
Thank you.
No sub to Jez, man. Also, shout out to the U.S. women's soccer team for winning the World Cup.
There you go.
Oh, they won?
Go America.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Almighty Spartan God and Jemiah Dixon, and of course the latecomer Michael here. So
what's up?
So everybody, and to everybody else, man, y'all be good. Y'all have a good one. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. And I will see you guys Monday. You already know videos, all that jazz will be up front. So expect a whole bunch of videos from yours truly this week. It's going to be gaming news. It's going to be random topics and random things like the good old days. So make sure that bell icon is ticked. And I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Later.